You're live? YouTube says we're live.
Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is another edition of the Nerdy Wordy Book Club this week. The Shadow Rising, chapters 27 to 39.
Nice. You nailed it.
We get the Nerdy Nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
That is right. This has been a mess.
Y'all, we were streaming for 5 whole minutes, talking to ourselves, thinking chat was just like ignoring the things that we were saying.
We would have done the whole show.
Yeah.
If you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Someone was like, they're late. And we were like perfectly on time. And it was very confusing, y'all.
Yeah, that was very confusing. I am not sure what just happened.
No,
we fully did the intro of the show.
Yeah, we did it all. And then, and chat was like, waiting, Bueller, and I was like, what do you mean? We're right here, hello?
Well, we're gonna have to figure out why YouTube functions differently now, but that's fun. Clarus, welcome back to the Nerdy Wordy Book Club. Chat, what did we say already? Hi, chat, and everyone who watches this later.
Hi, chat. Happy Friday, best day of the week. Thanks for being here.
Let's talk Wheel of Time. Secondly, I want to say a huge thank you to our mods. Thank you so much. You make this show possible. Y'all know that, but I need to say it because we appreciate you so dang much. And finally, before we get into the Wheel of Time of it all, we have a couple of announcements.
Me too.
For those of you who missed Darth Chocolate's stream earlier this week, we got to say on his stream, he's going to be our special guest at Star Wars Celebration for the Nerdy Wordy Book Club Brotherhood episode we're doing live there. So we are so excited to have Darth Chocolate join us on stage and talk about that book. And it's going to be so fun to have another guest. Obviously, last week we had Robbie, one of my best friends. The other announcement is that the Nerdy Wordy Book Club is affiliated with a company. You've
probably never heard of it.
You've probably never heard of it. That's true. They're up and coming, but we're excited to promote them. Today we are throwing our audience over to Audible. Audible is a place where you can listen. Guys, get this. You can listen to somebody else read a book.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, hey, what if we had somebody with a really nice voice say the words that somebody else wrote for you to enjoy? And and they did it.
Do you want to read books, but you don't know how to read? Audible.
Wow. Do you hate looking at dead tree husks? Audible. What? I thought that was
very
good.
Funny. No,
You're
welcome.
Very funny. You're welcome. We worked really hard on this ad. Yeah.
Do you dislike holding the dead corpse of trees? Audible. So go to audibletrial.com/nerdynightly. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdynightly. Get yourself a free month trial. Get yourself a free audiobook on us. We're getting you an audiobook.
Free books. Always nice. Bob C., thank you so much for that super chat. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Thank you. Coffee. Guys, I have a special treat for you all. I have a special coffee today.
Oh my God.
This is my coffee today.
Can you hold that up beside my head? Ridiculous.
Brent Babinoff, thank you for the super chat.
Brad, thank you so much for that super duper chat.
If you're passing through Red Deer, beers are on me. I promise no spoilers unless the shirts come out, in which case minor spoilers, lol. Thank you for the super chat. I haven't been to Red Deer in years.
Yeah.
But if we're ever back, we'll hit you up.
Red Deer's nice. I like Red Deer.
Yeah, this is the biggest. This is a full French press of coffee to get me through today's show.
Oh my God. Yeah. Anyways, thanks guys. Those are our big 2 announcements. We'll probably repeat them at the end in case anyone joins halfway through the live and like skips the beginning part.
Yeah.
Because we want to let people know it's cool. You get a free book, and our live show for Star Wars Celebration, we locked in our special guest. Darth Choc was really cool, and we're super excited. But
let's get into Das Wheel of Time. This is chapter 27 to 39, and we're a little bit over halfway through the book. Clarus, how are you feeling about Shadow Rising?
I really like it so far. Mm-hmm. It's definitely, I think, the quickest moving of them all, which is saying something because even book 1 I thought was like pretty quick.
Yeah.
So this book just keeps chugging. This section, I think, out of all of them, it, weirdly enough, might be like the slowest. But I say that like in quotations.
Okay.
In terms of like chunks that we did, because this book started off, hit the ground running, and then last week we had the Rudian, and then this week there's a lot more of the like in between.
I guess there's just a lot of attacks in this episode.
Yes.
Especially at the beginning. Like the first half of this chunk is like there's 3 kind of big battles in the first half of what we read this week, and then the second half slows down a little bit more and it's a little bit more talky.
I guess, but even the battles don't feel super, like, I don't know, dangerous, I guess is the right
word. And this is something I kind of want to get into with you, is they're fighting a lot, and our main characters are always safe.
Yeah.
And how is that hitting you? How is that helping with the stakes of this world for you?
Mike, thank you so much for that super chat. Appreciate it.
Mike says, since Audible is a sponsor, chat should spam that to drown out spoilers instead of ship captain.
Just spam the link for our Audible. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, audibletrial.com/nerdynightly.
It's interesting, right? Because the last high fantasy that I experienced was Game of Thrones, in which nobody is safe. And I liked that. I think that, obviously, like, your main characters, you're there to tell their story. But really, the only people who have died are, like, Ingtar.
Yeah.
In, like, 4 books. 3.5. They're like, yeah, Ingtar.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's it. So no one ever really feels in danger right now. I have a feeling Robert Jordan will kind of pull the rug out from under us at some point. But yeah, right now the battles don't feel super dangerous.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because they keep introducing characters and they keep giving them names. And then so I keep expecting like some of the Aiel that we meet to be the ones that die, so that like at least named characters are dying in these big battles. Yeah. But Robert Jordan really does like to write the like battle ends and untold numbers have died.
Yeah.
But everyone you know the name of is still going strong.
Don't worry about them. Yeah, it's totally fine.
And there's something about the way in which they do. Robert Jordan writes these like small characters who have names, and every time someone gets named, I'm like, I need to remember that person, because if they've got a name, they're going to come back. But I'm never going to remember, like, every single Aiel.
I know. I'm trying so hard.
Sex Monkey says, welcome to named character hell. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, like, I need, like, a spreadsheet. Oh, my God. We did forget Hopper, but Hopper is still alive in the dream world, so like, Hopper's still part of the story. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What?
He's a character.
I like Hopper.
Here's the thing. Hopper wasn't a character until he died to me, though. Like,
really?
He was just kind of one of the wolves. But, like, Hopper has taken on so much more meaning post-death. Like, when we first met him, he was just one of the wolves.
I don't know. His death, like, him saving Perrin, like, that moment.
1,000%. But, like, in terms of who he is as a character, I didn't feel like I got a sense of his, like, personality until we met him in the dream world.
Yeah.
And so he's more of a character now to me than he was before, right?
I wonder if there's like a BuzzFeed quiz that includes all the names of characters and you have to try to remember who's who.
Be a nightmare.
That would be very funny.
God, even in this, when we get to the final chapters of this, and you got to chapter 38 and you were like, who's Egianin? And I was like, I think it's the Sanchin from the first chapter, but even I wasn't sure. I just was like, I think they're the same character.
It took me a second. Yeah.
No, but if that's fair, right? Like, we haven't seen them in 20 chapters. We haven't read them in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think that it's understandable that we're like, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of names. And we also got a lot of names this section as well.
Dakuna's upset that I didn't name Narg as a character that died. Narg, as much as I love Narg was not on the good guys team.
Yeah. His death didn't make me sad.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how much the named character thing goes on. And I'm curious to see if there's going to be a point where where a main character dies and it gives some stakes. Because I feel a little bit stakeless right now.
Yeah, stakeless.
No, but I'm not joking. Like the
just...
series feels a little safe at the moment. And I don't mind it because I really like the characters and I'm on board and like I love it. I love Robert Jordan's writing. But at the same time, battles, and we're about to talk about one in this first chapter, right? Battles just kind of don't feel that we talked so much in the first book about how like the chaotic, everything felt like they were barely getting by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
And now all of our main characters are the Avengers in a way.
Yeah.
They kind of have superpowers. And like Matt has like literal powers of the staff. Like he is the greatest staff fighter of all time, right? And Perrin is young bull.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when I'm reading the fights, I'm like just kind of like reading the description to get to the end to know that everyone's safe because I know everyone's gonna be safe. And I'm waiting for the series. I think it's the 14 book problem where you need these characters to go so far, but you need action in each book.
Sure, like I said, I think that the rug is gonna get pulled out from under us at some point. But yeah, none of these felt like particularly dangerous.
It's because it's not that the plot is boring. The plot is very interesting.
Yeah,
but it means that the fighting isn't what's interesting. The combat scenes just all kind of blend together into like, they won.
Yeah.
Again.
Dovi, thank you. Welcome to the nerd
table. Thank you so much for being a narg. Let's drop into chapter 27. We last left Perrin off. He had ridden ahead into the ways. And he was like, I'm going to get to the waypoint and she's not going to see me. So she's going to think I left and then she's going to be upset with me. And she is. She walks up to him. Fael smacks him in the face.
Yeah.
And at that point I was like, fair. He's kind of being a dick, whatever. Then she punches him in the stomach.
Doesn't she slap him twice and then punch him?
I think she only hits him twice.
Okay, I don't know. It was too much for me. I was like, no.
The punch is where it goes too far. For me. The punch, like, and I understand that this was written in the 90s and it was like a different time in terms of stuff like that, but
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, 2 slaps and a punch.
It's 2 slaps and a punch?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The one slap is like, I don't know.
Here's the thing: if she'd come up to him and like you know when you get mad, someone you like or whatever, like in their chest, and you like give him a talking to.
That to me.
No, not me. I'm saying people do that, right. But like slapping somebody,
yeah,
it was written in a different time, I guess, where it was like funny if a woman slapped a guy for like. I don't.
Well, and I was in that relationship, right? Like I was in a relationship with someone who, when they would drink, they would like hit me. But that sounds so much worse than it was.
It's bad. It's very bad.
But
that's awful.
I never took it as anything because I was never hurt.
It doesn't matter.
And I know, but I needed someone else to explain that to me because I was like, oh, it's like funny. It's like whatever. And they're like, no, it's kind of messed up that this happens. And I was like, yeah, but like she's the one who gets hurt. Like if she punches me, I don't feel it. She does. And it took someone like explaining to me that that's not great. And I got there. But like when you're inside of it, the point that I'm trying to make is that when you're inside of it, it's really hard to see that it's not great. And it's only in the perspective that I have afterwards that I'm like, oh, like this isn't great.
Yeah.
This isn't good. And
yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't like it. I didn't like this moment.
Yeah.
I also didn't like that the moment ends with him being like, and then I ... And I was like, what did Perrin do to her?
What is that supposed to mean? Because it reads like you're supposed to think that he hit her back, but I don't think that that's what happened.
I don't think that's what happened.
I don't like any of it.
Yeah, and so it's really he spanked her.
What? No.
I don't think he spanked her. In the ways? How? It's like he like sat down and put her over his knee.
Yeah, what? Did they stop? Like, how do you... Wait, is this a spoiler? How do you know that that's what he did?
Nemspi says, for God's sake, if that makes you uncomfortable, don't ever read The Handmaid's Tale. The purpose of it... The
point of The Handmaid's Tale is that it sucks. It's not supposed to be enjoyable.
I don't know that you read The Handmaid's Tale the right way.
Turbach, welcome to the nerd table.
Turbach, thank you for coming back to the nerd table. Okay, so in The Handmaid's Tale, the people doing that stuff are the villains.
Yeah.
In this, these are supposed to be our heroes. It's very different. Those are very different things.
I definitely missed that implication.
I guess we just have to get used to the fact that spanking is a more normal thing in the Wheel of Time than it is in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah.
Let's move on from this. We've said what we've said about it. We don't need to keep going into it.
We don't like it.
We didn't like it, but this is the last thing I didn't like about this whole section. So we're good.
Yeah.
Surprise. Sorry to spoil the end of the podcast, but that's my low of the week. Because everything else after this is pretty high. So they spend a couple days traveling through the ways. They skip over it because we don't need the same, it was dark and we walked in our pool of light.
And the gravel was pitted.
Yeah. The acid had burned away at the... and so we get to the other side of Manetheren. And Loyal's like, oh, we're here. And Perrin's like, cool.
Wait, what's that smell?
No. But first he's like, I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah.
Oh, are we going through the Waygate, Fael? You wanna tell us what to do? What's your plan, Fael? You wanna make a choice?
I hate it.
And Fael's like,
much.
Do you wanna make a choice? And he's like, do you wanna make a choice? I'm so glad we don't have this kind of relationship.
Yeah, me too. And I've seen that kind of relationship in real life, and it looks like hell on earth.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Eric, welcome back to the nerd table.
It's Robert Jordan, of course. Someone gets spanked. I feel like we're learning a lot about Robert Jordan's bedroom activities in these books.
Yeah, he put a lot of himself into these books.
Yeah. So.
I would definitely watch Rand spank the Dark One. That's I'm in for that.
Does the Dark One have a butt?
I mean...
That's the t-shirt.
Does
the Dark One have a butt?
He's got a taint, so... I'm not wrong.
That's the shirt. In big letters says the Dark One have a butt, and then in smaller letters underneath it says, he has a taint, and then it's just the emote of the guy that's like...
Oh, God. Not good. It makes me happy that I can make you laugh.
That's why I married you.
You're very funny. And then Perrin is like, oh, it stinks in here.
Yeah.
Bethany, thank you for the super duper chat.
My cat won't stop walking across the keyboard and is threatening to spank me.
Your cat knows what's up. Your cat... It's good floof.
We need more of the people who follow us to have cats, apparently, if they're going to threaten people into giving us money.
Yeah.
Everyone go buy a cat so that we get paid.
That is definitely how that works.
So Perrin sniffs the air, and he's like, Trollocs! Trollocs in the dungeon! And I thought you'd want to know.
Of course, they pop out.
Yeah, they pop out.
He doesn't pass out.
He doesn't pass out.
He's not.
Because he's young bull. He goes full young bull.
Yeah.
He reaches for his axe, but grabs his hammer instead, and he's like, that'll do, pig. Yeah. That'll do. And they go at it. Loyal picks up his quarterstaff. We see that Loyal's going at it. Everyone is going at it. The Aiel are Bane and Chiad. We haven't really talked about them yet, but they've been here the whole time snickering because that's all the Aiel do is just snicker.
You just kind of laugh at other people, and I'm into it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when I was in Japan. And the orchestra. So I toured Japan with a Japanese orchestra, and the 8 of us didn't know how to exist in Japan, right? Because the 8 American singers were like, we're doing our best, and some of the orchestra members would go on adventures with us so that they could watch us fumble around and laugh at us. Mai-chan and Tomoko-chan, I'm looking at you. You know what you did.
I'm sure
you know what you did.
Sam,
my kid is holding me a gum.
Thank you for the super chat.
This is the weirdest joke we've ever done on this podcast.
Good kitty.
Good kitty. Yeah, and so the Aiel very much reminded me of the Japanese, mostly the French horn section, as they would giggle at me trying to get around in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. So they slay some Trollocs.
Oh, they crush those Trollocs.
Oh yeah, those Trollocs do not stand a chance.
And at this point, they take some blows, but Perrin, but no one gets hit by the Madral blade, which is good because I don't think that you could.
I think you die.
Think you die. Yeah. No matter what herbs and spices Fael rubs into you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went with the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Herbs and spices. Sorry, today we are chaotic today.
Fael's here to heal you with 23 secret herbs and spices.
Oh my god. I'm very much enjoying all the cat puns in the chat. Thank you for that.
One day we need a nerdy backstory. Bazimian, my chat is just an ongoing nerdy backstory.
Yeah. Each week you get a new tidbit and you have to like piece it together.
Yeah.
But they're fighting, and then who shows up? Machin Chin.
Yeah.
He's like, not on my watch, and so they run.
Yeah.
They get the hell out of there.
Yeah, it's much like the Balrog. They run to the gate.
Flee!
Yeah, and Loyal. And at this point, I was concerned. Reading it, I was like on the edge of my seat because I was like, I thought we were about to lose Loyal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's like, you guys have to go through the gate first. Mm-hmm. And so there was a literal moment where I was reading this on the flight where it was a turbulent flight. And like, I was reading this and the plane dropped a little bit at the same time. And I was sitting there like, oh my god, my stomach was like below my anus, and I was like, I'm about to like read Loyal getting lost to Machin Chin. Thank God that's not what happened. Like seriously, but
if we lost Loyal, I would riot.
It just felt like they were going. It felt like that's where this was headed.
Yeah.
Where Loyal was gonna like sacrifice himself to get them through the Waygate.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. Loyal might not make it to the end of the series, but I'm not emotionally prepared for that. So
yeah, I know. Loyal must be protected at all costs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, but of course he gets through, and he takes the Avencador leaf from the inside and gets to the outside and plucks it on.
And those Trollocs get sucked back in and absolute just massacred. And the ways are shut from the inside. You cannot now get back. Mm-hmm. You cannot enter the Manetheren gate from the inside of the ways as long as that stone is there, I guess.
Yeah, so you have to open it from the other side. People in chat are saying, but Nerdy, you just said you want characters to die, but you're also happy he survived. I like the tension of characters almost dying.
Yeah.
I want to be clear. I like the tension of characters almost dying. But if every single time there's tension of characters almost dying, the character doesn't die, there comes to be a point where that tension means less and less and less.
Yeah.
And so I do think that this series at this point could do to have the heroes lose. Because the heroes have won at the end of all 3 books. Right?
Yeah.
And so I would, I think that...
Literary edging.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is, right? It's literary edging.
Yeah.
But unlike real world edging, the payoff does become lessened over time. If... Well, as opposed to it being exacerbated.
I got you.
So I know that we'll get there. I'm hopeful that like the Shadow Rising. I kind of want the end of this book to be dark, and the heroes don't win because we've had 3 straight hero victories.
I mean, I think that it will be messy. I think the end of this book will be messy, and that that just kind of there's so many things that are happening. They're gonna have some wins, but they're gonna definitely have some losses, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, they get out and they camp separately because of course they do. Perrin is like, hey, go, hey. Well, first Fael heals him while being sassy about it. Yeah. But then he's like, go, hey, say something funny.
Yeah, we're gonna laugh real loud.
Say something funny.
Something funny. Yeah, that's Perrin.
Because Perrin is not even in high school; he's in middle school.
Yeah.
Middle school.
Yeah, it's
but,
disappointing.
Yeah, Perrin's like, you know what? I can't feel any wolves.
Which is weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's weird. I'm gonna go to sleep. Gowl. Can you watch me while I sleep? And I'm gonna go find some wolves. He doesn't say that obviously because he doesn't want people to know he's a wolf.
I'm gonna go find some wolves.
And he's like, I'm gonna go find some wolves. And so he goes to sleep.
Yeah. We get a fun new dream world sequence.
Oh, we should also mention he does see ravens, and he's like,
oh, the moment where he sees there's a hawk that gets shot out of the sky.
There's two birds.
And there's ravens.
There's
right?
2 hawks, I think, and then the first hawk gets hit with an arrow.
Yeah,
and then the
falls.
second hawk gets
Right. Yeah. So already you know that like shit's going down.
Dark One's here.
It's not a good time to be in the Two Rivers.
So Perrin goes to sleep, and he dreams, and he's like, Bueller, anybody? And then he accidentally walks 5 kilometers in a second.
Yeah, he accidentally he uses the spell Misty Step without realizing it. And,
but like the uber Misty Step. The mistiest of steps.
Yeah, like...
He casts only the mistiest of steps. And he starts taking off across the land. And he's like... There's a movie where they do this, but I can't remember what it is. And...
It's a movie.
Yeah. Then he gets to the top of a mountain, and on like the next peak over, he sees a dude.
Yeah.
Kill a wolf.
Yep.
And he's like, wait, no, I need wolves. And he starts chasing that dude. And I hope that this looks cool in live action, because this could look really silly.
Yeah.
I'm worried that this is gonna look sort of like what they do on The Flash with The Flash running. Where sometimes the CGI doesn't necessarily look the best in it. I love The Flash, but sometimes when he's running, they're doing their best for a TV budget, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Jumper. That's the movie where they do this. Hayden Christensen. Jumper. Yes. Unlocking old memories. And so he follows this guy, and the guy goes into a tower. And then Hopper finally... It's like, Hopper, where you been, buddy?
Yeah,
and Hopper's
Hopper.
like, young bull, no.
No. Don't do it.
And we learned that a young bull... Oh, no, we skipped a whole thing. Perrin can see the multiverse in the dream world.
His like visions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perrin has unlocked new ability confirmed.
Yeah, I felt like this was a little weird, because usually they just jump from dream to dream, but this time he can open windows in the sky.
And see other people's...
But it's like he's seeing dreams.
But yeah,
they're things that haven't happened yet.
They're dreams, but they're like prophetic, which is weird, right? Because we see Matt with the staff that he gets and the hat that he gets later in this section making a choice at a crossroads.
He makes a choice at a crossroads. So we haven't gotten to the crossroads yet.
Yeah. That will probably be next section, I wonder.
He sees Elaine and Nynaeve in a city of slanted houses, like if Tenchiko was the Tim Burton version of Tenchiko.
Yeah.
He sees Rand in the wind being all like, I'm crazy, I guess.
Yeah, I know. He's just waving his arms around.
And then he sees Egwene and probably Amis, I'm guessing. And they're like, what you doing here, Perrin?
Wait, how did you...
Hey, I see you.
I see you. It's like, oh, that's weird.
So then the portals in the sky close, and then he chases people down. And he gets to the tower, and some lady shows up.
Yeah, and it's like, sup. She's just so casual. I love it.
She's like, oh, you can't go there. He's like, why? You don't.
Just don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
it. That's the way to the elfin people. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, and Perrin's like, who are you? And she's like, don't worry about it.
You know what? I can't actually say, you know what? In fact, I have to go. Like, that whole conversation, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really appreciated the moment where she's like, I gotta go. Wait. Are you Taviran?
Yeah. Wait.
Are you Taviran?
Taviran? Yeah. Cool. All right. Just checking.
She's like, that's my superpower. I have no powers except I can sense Taviran. You're Taviran, right? And then she says something about the Alfin Ilfin.
Mm-hmm.
She says she recites from the game Foxes and Snakes. Courage to strengthen, fire to blind, music to daze, iron to bind.
Yeah.
This has to be important, right? These Elfin Ilfin people have to be more important than we think.
Yeah, so they're definitely like I don't know, parallel universe or something, or whatever. We don't have names for this stuff yet, but it's the same plane where the boys went to go get their questions asked.
Yes, the Elfin Ilfin.
Yeah, and I think also the same plane that Matt where he asks for things and then they kill him for it?
So I think that Aelfin are the people that did the questions, gave him the answers. And I think that the Eelfin are the people who grant him wishes.
Okay, I don't... Sure. I don't know.
think.
I have no idea which is which, but...
I do believe in fairies. Clap if you believe in fairies! And then Tinkerbell comes back to life, and she's like, I'm a zombie now, and then she eats Peter Pan's head. So the woman tells Perrin that he's at the Tower of Genji. And Perrin doesn't go in, and he leaves.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
So we'll come back later.
Yeah, we also find out that the person is Slayer.
Yes.
Hopper's like, no, that's Slayer. He's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't touch him.
Ember Eyes says they would watch that Peter Pan. Guys, I'm gonna make that Peter Pan. I'm gonna make it. That beats my fan fiction. The thing about the Tower of Genji is that it was set up in this like this is gonna be the end of Perrin's book. I think that like Shadow Rising is gonna end with Perrin fighting Slayer on top of the Tower of Genji. I feel like that's where he's headed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I don't think everyone's going to end up at the same fight at the end of this one. So I think that, like, Perrin's ending to this is going to be the Tower of Genji. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I just feel like he's got to go save the wolves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
And it seems like a lot of the wolves are dead, so...
Yeah, if there's no wolves for, like, miles around, that's very concerning.
Oh, chat. Don't confirm this or deny this, but... Maybe I shouldn't say it. No, I'll say it. I think this is the same tower that they pass in, was it Eye of the World? Or
the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember how there's the tower with no entrances?
Yeah.
The giant glass tower with no entrances. I think that's this.
I thought that was further away. Like, I thought that was out of the Two Rivers.
No, but he's way out of the Two Rivers right now, right? He's been chasing this guy across miles and miles.
Oh, I guess that's
right.
Because that was my first thought as well. I was like, oh, the tower, that makes sense. But I was like, well, but no, if he's in the Two Rivers, I don't think that's the right spot for it to be. Mm-hmm. But that was my first thought as well. So
yeah. So we get Perrin wakes up, and it's time. It's time for the first time in 4 books. Other than some adventures into some Terangrials. It's time for one of our main characters to go back to the Two Rivers.
Yep.
And everything's changed. But everything's the same.
Yeah, Perrin is like, you know what, I'm not following Fael anymore.
Yeah, Perrin...
And he just wakes up and goes himself.
He gets Gal to wake him up like way before the dawn. And he's like, all right, we're going to sneak into town. And...
even though, like, one of the Aiel sees him, and obviously, like... wakes Fael up immediately after, but it's fine.
No. That's after they get there. But there's 3 days of traveling first. So they like pretend to be traveling with Perrin. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, so they pretend to be traveling with Fael. They get to that farm.
Yeah.
They get to the burned out farm.
Rand's farm?
I think is it Rand's farm or is it Matt's farm?
Rand's farm. Yeah.
They get to the farm, and then that's the night that he's like, Gaul,
you're right,
wake me up early.
Yeah.
We gotta... I don't want Fael to come with me for this.
Yeah.
And so he sneaks into town. He sneaks into the Wellspring Inn, which is all fixed up. They fix all of... They say that all of the damage from Beltane has been fixed. And, like, the town kind of looks okay. Other than the burned out farms. Everything's okay. The nice thing about Rand's farm, Rand's dad, not there.
Yeah.
So he's alive, which hopefully... I mean, we know. We've all read the section. He's alive. But, like, in the moment, you're like, I hope he's alive.
Yeah. I hope he stays alive for a little bit, at least.
Wake me up before you go, God. That's very funny, Rand. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, and so he sneaks into the Wellspring Inn, and there is Mama and Papa Egwene, and they're like, Perrin? What?
Yeah. They're like, wait a second.
You have a beard. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's it. They're like, oh, wait, you're older.
That's
how time works.
There's a lot of Emmons Field hate towards beards in this section, and as a man who quite enjoys his beard, I felt personally disrespected by Robert Jordan here.
It was definitely personal.
It was personal.
Yeah.
It felt personal. Robert Jordan...
That nerdy guy is going to grow up, and goddamn, he's going to be a little shit, so I got to write in something to humble him.
And so, so Perrin kind of gets the lay of the land. He finds out that Days Congar is, in fact, the new wisdom. He finds out that the White Cloaks are there.
Very much there in
Very
force.
much there.
Yeah, and that they are the only ones who are, like, protecting the two rivers from Trolloc attacks, because there have been several farms that the Trollocs have just destroyed that are kind of on the outskirts, and everyone's really scared.
Yeah, everyone's pointing out that Robert Jordan had a beard. Look, Robert, you can be a self-hating beard wearer. You know what I mean? It's like how, like, there are gay men who carry homophobia inside of them. You can be a bearded man. This is such a weird analogy.
Good try. You know, you went for it. You really went for it.
Yeah, and so the most fascinating part about this whole section, and then we'll get to the most devastating part about this whole section, because this is the chapter, this is the first chapter in these books that I actually cried, like full on cried on a plane reading. And I blame the altitude.
Yeah.
They want him to leave because they don't want to fight the White Cloaks, because they feel like the White Cloaks are the only thing protecting them. And I thought that was, like, really interesting.
Yeah, and it makes sense, right? Because that is how the White Cloaks are able to gain a hold in smaller communities that cannot defend themselves, right? Especially when you have horrible things like Trollocs and Fades running around.
Yeah.
Like, what is a farmer supposed to do except just, like, let the White Cloaks protect and then help or, like, serve them? It's, yeah.
Yeah, it created such a complicated, like, social relationship within this community that I just thought was brilliant. Like, I was, like, so into reading this section because I was like, way to take something that seems like a good versus evil battle and make it completely not about that. And make it about need versus ability.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how those two things interlock with these people who don't want the White Cloaks there, but, like, really just feel like they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, this section is about Perrin with this new outside perspective where he's gone out into the world and he's learned and he's seen more, and he's coming back and going, no, we're not going to stand up for this. We can do this ourselves. We have the power. We are the blood of Manetheren, right? Yeah. And I think that it's such a beautiful... I just think Robert Jordan really, like... this is incredible writing to me. He created this situation where everybody's point of view is right.
Yeah.
And it's just about convincing one another. And obviously Perrin has the advantage of... Apparently he can convince people to do things because he's Ta'Veren.
Yeah, this whole Ta'Veren-ness really comes in handy in the next section.
Mm-hmm. And so Fael, Bane, and Chiad show up. They come in, they kind of sit down, and they're, like, there for all of this.
Loyal. The Aiel all just, like, pledge to protect this inn, I guess. It's like I guess in the Aiel culture, maybe, like, an inn is, like, a place of sanctuary in a sense.
I think that they're uncomfortable inside. And so I think that their way of being, like, respectful is they, like, give a gift of gold.
Yeah, like...
The Aiel are rich.
Well, they took it all from Tyr, right? They literally looted 1/5 of the wealth in Tyr. So, yeah. Yeah, they're rich now.
But they're like, I will protect your roof. And they're like, all right.
Sure, if you say so.
Yeah, you can. Please.
Yeah.
And so Fael sits down for this conversation, and Loyal comes in, and Loyal is drinking. And he's like, oh, it looked like they had a mug big enough for Loyal. And then Perrin's like,
it's a bowl.
No, that's a soup. No, he's drinking out of a soup bowl.
Yeah, that was nice. That'd be so weird.
I don't know. I could do it. I have hands.
I'm just used to, like, handles. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no idea. Yeah, it's just I love the Aiel so much. They're so strange, and it makes me happy. Every time I love reading, I'm like, what are they gonna do in this situation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, Roof Mistress.
Roof Mistress.
I want a Roof Mistress.
All right, noted.
And then we get to the real thing of this chapter, which is Tam is alive.
Yes.
Abel Cawthorn is alive.
Yes.
The rest of the Coffins are in the White Cloak prison.
Yes, they're being held captive.
With Master and Mistress Luhan. Uh-huh. And Perrin's family has been killed. And this...
Yeah.
That didn't get me.
Really?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
So...
Matt Stagger, thank you so much for that.
Matt Stagger, thank you. Star Wars can have the fourth wheel of time. The IL can give you the fifth. So that's not the moment that got me. It was they keep talking after that, and Perrin just kind of like
he's so matter of fact.
Yeah,
like
he's pushing through the conversation.
Lockdown, yeah. It's
the moment where Fail is like, I can't deal with this anymore. Feel your feelings.
Yeah. Feel, goddammit.
And Perrin broke down, and so did I. I was full on, and you didn't know what was going on, and I didn't want to spoil it for her because I was ahead of her in the reading.
Yeah.
And so she's sitting next to me on the plane, like holding my arm, and I'm sitting there crying, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I can't tell you."
Yeah. Yeah. That one hurt.
Yeah, the end of this chapter, y'all.
I definitely got choked up.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, really well done.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like I just keep saying this, but like Robert Jordan just knows how to like write really well. Like every time I'm like, God, that's so good.
We should just rename the podcast. Robert Jordan knows how to write really well.
Yeah. That's
the podcast.
The name of our new podcast.
But yeah, no, it was the altitude. I blame the altitude.
Yeah.
I'm not a man who cries ever.
Never. It's definitely not on multiple YouTube videos that we have on our channel. Rent, thank you.
Rantel Moore says this moment hits even harder on Audible. If you want to listen to this moment on Audible, go to audibletrial.com/nerdynightly.
Wow.
My wallet.
Thank
you for that super duper duper chat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God. I thought for a second that the profile picture was a cat. And it was, we were continuing.
It's a puppy.
No, I know.
Apparently we got puppies on our side too. Thank you so much.
Oh
that is
God.
unbelievable. This is peak fiction. I agree.
Yeah. Oh my God. It is really, really fantastic.
Wow, thank you so much. That is incredibly kind.
Thank you.
His wallet, he handed over his whole wallet. He's like, here, just have it. Yeah, I cried, and I love Perrin so much.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, and I finally started like, okay, the whole Perrin Fail thing just pisses me off to no end, especially in the previous section. But then there's stuff like this where I'm like, oh God, I don't want to, and you're not, I don't like how they deal with their relationship, but they're good people.
Well, and I think that it's what's sticking out to me is that I'm uncomfortable because of my cultural viewpoint, and that it's tough because you have to read the characters from their cultural viewpoint a little bit.
It's okay. It's less that and more of the constant trying to bother the other person, like not trying to, if I care for somebody, I try to make their life easier. Not more miserable, right? Like, I don't...
But you're an adult. That was not always true. You were a terror in high school.
No, I mean, not in, like, relationships.
Okay.
Trust me, I was way too nice in relationships.
Oh, sure. But I'm saying that, like, she's also, like, we're coming at this. I'm 30, you're 23.
Yeah. I'm 23.
Yeah. Just turned 18.
Yeah.
James Smith, thank you for that super chat. Just stopped in to say how all at work. Thanks again for being awesome. Thank you, James.
Thank you. I hope
Appreciate
work goes by quickly.
Yeah. No. I agree with you. Right. Like I think that it's tough because it's acceptable in their world. And so it's harder to judge it.
Well, and
but it does make us uncomfortable that she punches him in that way, right?
For sure. Yeah. And even later on in this section, who is it that gives it's doesn't Abel Cawthon give the same advice that Egwene's mom does?
But that's my point, right? Like it's culture. That's like the culture of these characters. And so it is tough to read them from like our cultural perspective, which is very different than even like our culture in the 90s when this was written, right? Like things have just changed so much.
Yeah, that's true. Melissa Dye, thank you for the super chat.
From this point on, it's really easy to go back and forth between hating and loving Fail.
I have a feeling that's going to happen.
I love Fail. I don't like the moment of the punch, but I love the character a lot. And I love her and Perrin. Yeah. 5 years experience at being 23.
Almost.
All right. Yeah, and so they head out to Marin. Egwene's mom is going to show them a place where they can hide out. And the dad's like, I can come too. And she's like, no, you're the mayor. That'll draw suspicion. And I was like,
obviously.
Will it draw more suspicion than what's already happening? But whatever, that's fine.
I mean, yeah. When you live in a small town where, you know, your sense of entertainment is like watching what the people around you are doing, the mayor going to do anything, I think would definitely draw more attention than like his wife like going about her
Here's
errands.
my thing. In small towns, anybody doing anything draws suspicion.
Fair.
People are nosy. Stop being nosy. Leave people alone.
Fair.
So Marin's like, come on. They split up. They kind of like weave around and they go to this big oak tree that's split down the middle. Mm-hmm. And Marin's like, we're going to hide you in the old sick house. And they're like, they get into the bushes and suddenly...
I don't know how they hid Loyal, but yes.
Oh, no, this is great. From a distance, someone might think that it's a trick of the eye and that Loyal is an adult and we are children.
Yeah, they're using camera tricks that they did in The Lord of the Rings.
If someone were to look at us with forced perspective, they would think that
we were children with beards and Loyal is the adult. Yeah. It's fine. Anyways, who shows up?
Warders. It's danger time.
Yeah.
So Marin was lied to the mayor. It's not that the mayor would draw attention. Yeah. She's like, look, I don't want my husband to know that I'm hiding people from him.
Yeah, the women's circle is hiding the fact that there are warders and Aes Sedai nearby, which I was not expecting, to be honest.
And not just Aes Sedai. Not just Aes Sedai. Perrin and Alanna are back.
Yeah.
Two of the best. Well,
I don't know. Alanna is not.
I know, but I really like show Alanna a lot.
Fair.
And so it's tough because we don't really know Book Alanna as well, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But show Alanna really, what endeared me to her quite a bit.
Yeah.
Not just because I think that she has two very handsome bisexual men with her, and I was like, that life looks good.
I'm into it. Yeah.
I would definitely be a Greens warder.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, 100%. I'm 6'4". They would look at me, they'd be like, great.
That guy. Yeah. I'll take him.
I'm already bisexual. I don't need to, like, make it work, you know?
No. It's all just going to fall into place real nice.
So Alanna, it's not all good, right? Because one of Alana's warders is dead.
Yes. Yes, killed by white cloaks.
Yeah, and so that is very sad. And that kind of crushed me because in my head I couldn't help but try and figure out which of the two guys from the show, and I liked both of them a lot.
Yeah, I know.
The episode 4, the scenes around the campfire with all the warders, I really, really loved.
Me too.
Yeah. And so I was really, it really sucks like that the warder died. And before you guys are like, oh, but they killed the other character. This was off screen. Doesn't count.
And we don't know who it is.
Yeah.
We don't know them.
But
Alana's having a rough time.
If I hadn't seen the show, I wouldn't have the same connection to that warder.
True.
Right?
True.
Yeah. AKA open spot for nerdy. Takuna.
Oh my god. To be fair, Alanna says she brought 2 of her warders with her. She might have like 10.
I hope she does. That sounds great. That sounds very fun. What are the other 8 doing?
I don't know. Other things? I don't know.
What's interesting about the warder Aes Sedai relationship to me is that usually when they do this in fantasy, there's some sort of like proximity thing. Like they're bonded, so they have to stay together. But it seems like the Aes Sedai and the warders can bond and then just go do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Which is just, it's different, right? I would expect like the warders have to stay close by, but they don't.
Yeah.
Valan Sedai says, if I could play an Aes Sedai, it would be Perrin. I love her. I love her too. I was so glad that we got Perrin back. Because I think that Perrin is one of the most interesting characters in these books to me. Because she is a true brown, right? She is a seeker of knowledge. And at the same time, there's like a mischievous, like there's a devious side to her.
Yeah.
There are complicated aspects to her. She hides things. She keeps secrets. She has desires. And it seems like she's genuinely on the side of good. Mm-hmm. And I just think that Perrin is a really cool character. And every time she shows up, I'm really into her presence. And
me too. I think she really brings something to the sections that she's in, like something different, something unique. And I enjoy reading those. And I love that she just like watches Perrin like do his thing. I know we're not like there quite yet, but I love that she's just like observing intently, like eyes boring into the back of your head. And I cannot wait. I really hope that we get a lot more of Perrin.
Yeah.
Josh
Timko, I'm behind on stream today. You guys were mentioning
chat.
Character names. There's a useful app called Wheel of Time Compendium where you can search a name and the book you were on, and it tells you about them without spoilers.
Ooh.
It's an app for iPhone.
What's it called?
It's the Wheel of Time Compendium.
Is it? All right.
Are you about to download an app live on stream?
No.
This is a good time to mention that this podcast is sponsored by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/nerdynightly.
Well done.
To get a free audiobook. Have I mentioned that too much?
Great. I downloaded it. Thank you.
Have I mentioned that too much? I'm really excited. Y'all, I'm very excited to be sponsored by Audible. It's cool.
It's really cool for us.
Yeah.
A lot of people have recommended the audiobooks to us, and I've said that if it's the first time for me, I find it really tough with the audiobook. But when I love a book, I get the audiobook version of it, and I just like have it on while I'm doing things, and I love it.
Well, and we have some road trips coming up, so I'm excited to try some Audible on some road trips in the near future.
Some traveling.
Yes.
Lots of traveling coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, so. So they go to...
Oh yeah, hit the like button. Smash it. Crush the like button. Obliterate it.
I kind of skipped all of chapter 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, chapter 30 is how, like, just them getting across town. They meet Senbui, remember? And Senbui's like, I'm going to tell the White Cloaks. And she's like, no, you're not. And he's like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was, like, super worth mentioning.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But, they get there just fine.
And so they decide that they're gonna go basically. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. I want to skip ahead because I want to get to my favorite stuff about Perrin in these chapters. But there's stuff we got to talk about.
Yeah, spank that like button.
So they're hanging out with Perrin and Alana, and the warders are outside, doing their warder stuff, and
doing the warding.
Suddenly, some people show up. Some people just show up.
Yeah.
Guys, we get him back. Daddy Althor.
Daddy Cawthon.
Daddy Cawthon. Yeah, the great quartermaster user, Daddy Cawthon.
I want to see Matt's dad with the quarterstaff. I need it to happen because I will not be satisfied if we leave the Two Rivers without it. CJ Clark, thank you
for that super chat.
For that super chat.
The top 5 characters go Matt, Tam, Perrin, Hopper, and Ingtar.
Interesting
list.
Still has a fantastic arc. I love it.
Yeah, I do agree.
But yeah, we need to see Daddy Cawthon wielding that quarterstaff.
Yes.
Otherwise, I will riot. I also want to see him just like sell somebody a horse. Because we've heard about it.
Yeah. So Franklin Cheatham in the chat says, now you see why we felt Show did Abel dirty. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, although honestly, Show Abel, but hear me out. Mm-hmm. If they give Show Abel an arc where his son leaving and the Trollocs attacking leads to him cleaning himself up, and when Perrin comes back to town, Abel is
the rebel leader.
But is like a respectable man who like realized his mistakes because of this great failure. I think that would be an incredible arc for the character. So like, I feel like the show could save it, but they need to, when they go back, Abel has to be like, you know what? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he's like, is Matt with you? Because I need to apologize to him. And like, I think that there could be some really good acting in that. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I feel like they could turn that around by giving him this moment and letting him like be a warrior against the White Cloaks for his family.
Yeah. Potentially. Kyle Cook, thank you so much for that super chat.
Tyshar Canada.
Thank you for being here on this journey with us. It means a lot.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for the super chat.
I can't wait for you guys to get an eargasm from Kate Rainey and Michael Kramer. Go to listen to the Wheel of Time. I have a feeling that I will listen to it. I'm going to read it first.
Yes.
But then I'll listen to it second.
Honestly, though, I might go back and buy the like older audiobooks and just like have them on while I'm like editing and stuff.
Yeah.
Just so that I feel like I'm like really like in the world. I honestly am not sure on the show that they're going to go back to the Two Rivers.
Oh. You think they're going to skip this whole section?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm calling it right now. I'm making my predictions for the show. I mean, that's not going to be season 2 if they do. That'll be season 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, depending on what happens.
Rantel Moore, thank you for that super chat. Tam will spank Abel into shape.
That would be hot. Thank you, Rent.
Yeah. I'm into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm predicting right now that the show will not come back to the Two Rivers. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have not read enough of the books to know how these moments influence what's coming up next. But at this point in time, that's just my guess.
I disagree.
Okay.
Just
cool.
because I think that it's such easy storytelling.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know how you cut finding out what happens to their families and stuff completely out of the show. Like, I think that it would do... I don't know.
Maybe it's just the Two Rivers, like, burned down. I don't know.
I think it depends on how much happens here. Right? Because we're not even halfway into the plot of the Two Rivers. So I think that... I don't know. I don't agree, but the problem is your predictions are usually more right than mine. So
not necessarily about the show.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
yes, I am going to ride the fact that I did call the whole Aiel thing in book 1 very hard. I'm very proud of myself for that. I have no idea how I did it.
Methany, thank you so much for that super chat.
Methany, thank you.
There are 2 incredible interviews with Kate and Michael on the Dusty Wheel. Don't know about spoilers, sorry. And yeah, they apparently burned the village to the ground during filming.
Oh, they actually burned it.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Okay, yeah. Then maybe they really will not go back to the Two Rivers. Methany, thank you, and thank you to your cat as well.
Thank you. Your cat is doing the Lord's work. So then we cut over to Dane Bornhold's point of view. Abel and Tam are like, what are we doing? Like, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
And Perrin's like, we're going to root out the White Cloaks, save the people, kill the Trollocs. And Tam and Abel are like,
all right.
Sure.
Yeah, they're like, all right.
Okay. Why not?
Yeah.
It's better than living in the woods.
Yeah, fair.
So we cut over to Dane Bornhold, who is here with, oh my god, we skipped over something.
What?
Oh, we skipped over a whole thing. We were right. We so called it so hard. Ordeith is Padden Fane.
Oh yeah, I mean,
because the Alvira family is like, yeah, Padden Fane's here, but he won't answer to his name.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That one is so obvious to me that I feel like, of course, like.
I don't know in the Ordeith because I was like, I still was like, didn't he leave with the Sanchin? Like what? Like I want to know what happened there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Padden Fane.
Padden Fane definitely.
It's just walking around people who know him who are like Padden Fane, and he's like, I'm Ordeith, and they're like,
yeah, he's like, no, these are not the droids you're looking for.
He waves his hand at them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's got some weird stuff going on, so maybe he can.
If you want to see the actor who plays Padden Fane in the show
playing actual Padden Fane,
the book version of Padden Fane, watch Halo.
But also don't watch Halo because it's not very good. Just his performance.
But the actor who plays Padden Fane in that is playing like end of book 1 Padden Fane that we didn't get in the TV show in Halo. It's very weird. Mm-hmm. Every time he pops up in Halo, I'm like, oh, it's Padden Fane.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. That actor is being pigeonholed into a type.
Yeah.
Kyle Cook!
Thank you, Kyle Cook. Here's 10 more books because I can never catch the live stream.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
Well, if you keep not catching the live stream, one day we'll pay our rent and then we won't get evicted. So thank you. I'm making jokes. No, I greatly appreciate it. You're incredible. We're good. There's no pressure. I make jokes about it because I'm uncomfortable.
At all times. I gave him a real good spanking earlier. I fucked that up. Moving on.
I gave him a real good spanking later, guys.
To Perrin.
Methany says the mods need to delete my comment. Because I'm just so good at guessing things.
Yeah.
Dane Bornhold is like, oh, right, wow, we just got attacked. The Trollocs are beating up on them White Cloaks. And he's like, I need to speak to Ordeith right now. You bring him to my tent.
Well, yeah, because he finds out that, like, so Padden Fane's been going off.
Yeah, doing his own thing.
Doing his thing in a very sus way, okay? And whenever he tries to send people to follow to watch him, they all somehow wind up dead.
Trollocs,
yeah. Mm-hmm. What were you laughing at?
I was laughing at something you said, but I don't remember what it is now.
Oh, never mind. No, Shima, welcome to the nerd table.
Thank you, Narg.
Enjoy those emotes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time he tries to send people to spy on Ordeith, there's an attack of some kind, and of course, only the people that were trying to spy wind up dead. And so he's annoyed at this point. He's like, cut the pretenses. Padden Fane comes in, and he's like, listen here, you little shit.
Yeah.
And they both kind of like threaten one another. Mm-hmm. Like Padden Fane is clearly is not worried about him in any sense. Doesn't give a crap. He's there doing his own thing, and he already has enough of a hold where he is that he's comfy.
Yeah, and this is also the moment where we learned that Padden Fane killed Perrin's family, not Trollocs.
Yeah.
Because up until now, we had thought that Trollocs killed the Abaro family, but no, it was Padden Fane.
And Bornhold covered it up because he didn't want revolting in the Two Rivers. Sokar, thank you for that.
Sokar, thank you for the super chat. Wheel of Time turns and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legends fade to myth, and even myth is long forgotten. When the age that gave birth comes again, in one age, the Master Chief rises.
That was such a surprise.
That was so worth it because I was like, you just wrote the beginning of the book, and then the final line.
Well done.
That Sokar, thank you. That was I needed some surprise in my life.
That was well done.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm,
okay. Mm-hmm. That got me so good.
No, that was
so
fantastic
unexpected
to watch. I wasn't expecting it either. I was like, oh, it's gonna be the first line of the.
Yeah.
Well done.
God, our chat is so much funnier than we are.
Yes. So Bornhold covered up Padden Fane killing all of Perrin's family. Yeah. Do you think Perrin's gonna find out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Perrin is gonna find out, and Perrin is going to.
I think Ordeith is going to straight up tell him.
Yeah, I think that like Perrin's maybe not final moment, but like one of the peaks in this book for him is going to be him finding out and fighting Padden Fane. I don't think he's going to defeat Padden Fane. I think that he has a larger role to play.
Yeah.
In future books, but I
think that Padden Fane represents a third party at the final fight.
Really?
I think there's going to be, like, the good guys, the bad... It's going to be the battle of the 5 armies.
It's... No, it better not be. No. The Sanshin, the people of the dragon.
Yeah. The Sea Folk, the Aiel.
The Sea Folk.
And the Dark One.
Well, the Aiel are the people of the dragon, but...
Oh, yeah.
No. So the Sanshin, Padden Fane and his guys.
Okay.
The people of the dragon.
Okay.
The Sea Folk.
Okay.
And then the Dark One. Yeah. Battle of the 5 armies. Let's go. Mm-hmm. So then Dame Bornhold sends him. Ordeith is basically, he's like, I need more freedom, and Dame Bornhold's like, I don't know what to do. Just get out of here. Yeah. He's like, I hate you.
And then we get one of the craziest
perspectives
chapters
ever.
Not even a chapter. It's like 3 lines.
Yeah. But oh my god, you forgot ships.
The ship captain.
Ship captain is his
ship
own
captain
army.
Is a people of the dragon. Ship captain is going to be Rand's male lover by the end of this series. Mark my words. That's why they cast someone so attractive to play him on the show.
Oh,
me.
Yeah.
I wish. Oh god, I wish I could be Bail Duman on that show. In this situation, who are the sandworms? Oh, it's the Shai Halud from Dune show up. And there are sandworms.
Yes.
So Ordeith goes back to his tent. And he has a Fade, a Murdral strung up, being stretched in his tent.
Yeah.
And he is torturing a Fade. How the hell did he get it
a Fade
into a tent? But also, like, because he leaves all the time. You're telling me, like, Bornhold hasn't sent someone to, like, snoop around?
Well, it probably has. So the thing is, we know that Padden Fane has, like, turned a bunch of the White Cloaks.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of them that, like, follow him. And whether or not that means they're brainwashed or whether or not they actually, like, believe in him, I'm kind of confused as to that. But I mean, who knows how long the Madrol's been there?
1,000%, yeah.
He might have just captured it recently when the two things died.
Oh, that might have been where they came back
where
from.
the two guys died. Yeah. Where his spies. Yeah. So maybe this Fade is new. He hasn't just been hanging out in the tent the whole time.
Methany says it's not the first Fade he's tortured. Yeah, but when he was torturing
true.
Fades before, he wasn't having to hide it from
his
hundreds
superiors?
of White Cloaks.
Yeah.
Because he's like a few feet away from hundreds of White Cloaks. It's like, it's just different because in the Great Hunt, I know people are bringing up, Seasting brings up the Great Hunt. Everyone in the group that he's with is following his lead.
Yeah, and he does it to make an example. Whereas this one, he kind of has to be secret about it.
And it's a tent.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever had sex on a camping trip will tell you keeping noises inside of a tent is impossible.
Yeah. Everyone knows that you're having sex.
Yeah, and that's why you only go with other couples so that everyone is agreed that you're all going to have sex and you're all going to not talk about it the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how this works.
Yeah, and then you compete to see which tent can make the most noise. It's fun. Go camping. It's great. Go outside. Touch grass.
Touch grass.
I love podcasting with you. Can I just say that? Can I stop the podcast for 1 second to say I love doing this with you?
Stop the podcast.
Chat, I love you guys too, but I just, this one right here. She's a special lady. But yeah, so the Fade is like, fine, I'll do what you want. Just don't kill me.
Yeah. Yeah, the Fade is like, okay, fine.
Which is interesting. It leads me to think that the Fades have some level of autonomy.
Yeah, whereas I kind of thought they were more just like mindless servants of the Dark One and like, well, no, but they're not, right? Because some of them belong to Lanfear and some of them belong to Balsamont. So no, it makes sense that they have like a independent consciousness.
Yeah.
That like chooses who to follow. Yeah. God, I would hate to be like a villain, a dark friend in this world because
their side is a mess.
Yeah, the chances of you making it through with like all your limbs attached is almost none.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll ever get a Murdral, a named Murdral, or a Murdral point of view character?
Maybe?
It would be interesting, right?
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know.
I would love if there's a Murdral that ends up on Rand's side. And we get like a Narg kind of Murdral who's like a good Murdral.
I mean, I think they're like inherently evil. So I don't think there's going to be a Madral that's like on his side.
Roger Lee says, I didn't want to do this. I wanted to be a lumberjack. I want a bunch of the Murdral from the show in lumberjack outfits singing, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. That's very funny.
I would love that.
I would love a Murdral main character in these books. I think it would be cool.
I don't think we're going to get a Madral on like the side of the light, but I could see a Madral perspective. Like,
sure, but we get Leandrin's perspective later on in this, right? So like we get evil perspective chapters, which I think is awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I like the Leandrin one a lot because Leandrin and Nynaeve are the same character, on different sides of the same coin.
Wow, okay.
Except Nynaeve can heal. That's like the one difference between them. But they both are just like dramatic bullies who just like slam doors and complain about the people that they're with all the time.
Hot take, but I think you might be right.
But yeah, I would love a Murdral perspective. I think that's awesome.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So chapter 32. Perrin becomes a folk hero. Going farm to farm, leading an ever-growing band of young boys.
Yeah.
This is great. This is the chapter that I...
Taviran.
Sarmaz, thank you so much for that super chat.
Thank you.
Smut Corner confirmed. We will have some Smut Corners this week. What is Huff?
Huh?
HUF. Do you know what currency that is?
I have no idea. I am not well learned in the ways of the wide world.
One of the things I love so much about this book club is that it's so... global. Like there's so many people around. We get these currencies from everywhere. If anyone knows what HUF currency is, I would love to know.
Also, like,
that's so cool. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna derail for like a second here while we get back to the book. But like, drop where you're from in the chat if you feel comfortable. You know,
Hungarian.
Wow.
Cool.
That's so cool.
I want to go to Hungary so bad.
Y'all, drop where you are in the chat. We'd love to see.
Yeah, Hungarian floofies.
Thank you.
Hungary, I dare you to change your currency to the floofy. I dare you.
I dare you.
You won't. You won't.
Canada.
I got some UK. We got Costa Rica, Amsterdam,
Sweden,
Winnipeg.
Nice.
I'm so sorry. We're almost done with winter in Winnipeg. So.
Kitchener, I see you. Greece.
Finland, Sweden.
Lucky.
Germany. Oh my God, there's so many Swedish people. What's up, Sweden?
Finland.
Budapest.
That's so
Spain,
cool.
Netherlands.
Brazil.
Holy crap.
Oh
What?
my God, this is so... Italy.
Y'all.
This is wild. We got Turkey, we got China. Oh my
Philippines.
God.
New Zealand. Robert Power. We're visiting you soon. Calgary, yes.
A hometown. Poland.
New York.
Wow.
My other hometown.
That is really
Austria.
cool.
Y'all, to our Austrian friend, hi. I want to visit you because that's where my family's from. And I've never been.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, do come to Hungary. You're like, here, I've heard the food in Hungary is like unreal. Estonia.
Dubai.
Dope.
Very cool. Y'all, this is really rad for us.
I'm glad you asked that. That was cool.
Thank you for indulging.
Malkier.
I'm sorry if you're like a podcast listener and you're like, they're just listing places.
The People's Republic of Boulder?
I don't know. That was really cool.
NemSpice is the International Space Station. If you are actually on the International Space Station watching a live stream,
well done. That internet quality.
Elon Musk is doing something right.
Randland. Y'all, thank you. Thank you for indulging us for a moment. That's very, very cool.
The Curiosity rover is just like listening to our podcast while it's like digging little bits of dirt up.
Yeah, it's actually, our podcast is being like broadcast so that if aliens find it, they have an idea of like our culture. Awesome.
Well, thank you for everyone for dropping where you're from. That's so cool.
Thank you guys. That was really cool.
Oh, Anglo Bassin's from South Africa. That's not a place I would really want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get some more traveling one day.
Yeah, in a week. Remember how we go to Jamaica next week?
Yep. Anyways, Wheel of Time.
So Perrin and his crew are like, we got to get to the White Cloak. We got to go suss out the situation to see if we can save people. And so they pop into a camp on the way. They're riding past farms, and it's just empty farm after empty farm, but nothing's burned out. It just seems like people left.
Yeah.
And so they come up on this one farm, which is the did I write it down?
Oh, the
Alcine farm.
Okay. Yeah.
And there are boys with bows and arrows on top of the roof, which is a good call.
Yeah. They're watching. Although if I don't know how far you can really see, which I think like Perrin points out later. He's like, but look, by the time you see them, they're kind of like already almost here, and well.
Yeah. But even in that case, it's still good to have them on the roof. Perrin is being dismissive, but like that is the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yes.
And so they go in and hang out, and we meet Perrin's wife from the show, who I didn't know was a book character.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I read it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's Layla.
Yeah, Layla. I thought they made up Layla. Yeah. But no, and so the show, interestingly, in the books, he's like, I in another life, I would have married her. Yeah. And so I actually... Yeah. I still hate what the show did with that character, but the fact that it is an alternate version of the books makes a little bit more sense.
Perrin, yeah.
Yeah. It's a multiverse. Yeah. So that was really interesting.
Yeah, it was, I was not expecting that at all.
And then Nemsby says, and Jordan fat shames her. Yeah, Robert Jordan gets a little bit into fat shaming people in this section.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about another character later. I was like, we don't need to keep talking about her.
Yeah. He has like a preferred body type. And
it's women who put their arms under their boobs and push up a little bit.
Yes, that is Robert Jordan's preferred body type.
And mine. I like boobies.
Who doesn't? Boobies are great.
Fair. They're awesome.
Boobies, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So Perrin literally works Taveran magic and like rallies these people who, they're like, oh yeah, we don't think you're a dark friend, but we got to do what we got to do. And he's like, no, you don't. Well, actually, Lord Luke shows up first.
Well, no, but even before that, Fael is like hitting on Will. And Perrin's like, all right. And she's like, you're supposed to be more jealous.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted you to be more jealous. And so, like, I'm sorry
that
I did it.
That I tried to make you I hate. God, I hate it so much.
No, but what I like about it, is that Fael realizes that she was wrong without having to be told, right? And she apologizes. She does the right thing. She goes, you know what? That was immature of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is a healthy relationship, right? If you're allowed to fuck up. You can fuck up. I can fuck up. It is about coming to the other person going, you know what? That wasn't great. I do that to you all the time. I'm like, babe, you know what I said earlier? I'm sorry. I didn't do a great job there.
I guess.
We have those conversations.
I don't know. She does that. I feel like this is not a last time thing, but Vala said, thank you so much. Super chat.
Lastly is also Layla is also the name of the Tinker Woman that dies in the beginning of the Great Hunt, and Perrin feels her death hard. That's true.
Well, and I originally said when we read that, I was like, I think this is supposed to be like a stand-in for Layla, but now we've met actual Layla, and so I guess like I feel like they're kind of combined. Like and Brother says, Nerdy Nightly, stop shipping Fael. We don't like her. I like Fael. I have a love-hate relationship with Fael.
I like her. I think she's a good character. I think that there are some time things that are some era things about the writing that are tough, but I think that like the character is a good character. Yeah, and a good and especially in terms of writing. She pisses me off sometimes. So Perrin, so Lord Luke shows up. Yeah, and he's like, and everybody's like, Lord Luke. Do you think we've met Lord Luke before? No. Or do you think this is a new character? I don't think we've met him before. Okay. LJ101 Deal, thank you for that super chat. Cool Gremlin shirt, thank you. Thank you for that super chat. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't think we've met her or him. I thought about it and I couldn't come up with a good idea of like who it might be, so I'm just gonna go with no. I think so too. Do you think that Lord Luke is going to betray them to the White Cloaks? Or do you think Lord Luke is going to end up on their side? Because Lord Luke is an interesting... Because they're about to go to war with the White Cloaks in the Emond's Field, right? Yeah. What side do you think that Lord Luke is going to end up on? Well, I don't really think... Like, Lord Luke's this far has been helping the people, like, defend themselves. So I can't see him, like, betraying them to the White Cloaks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I think we've met him before. You do? Yeah, I just don't know where. I think that he's going to end up being somebody that is like... Do you think Fael has met him before because he's like a hunter for the horn? But like she's not saying that she has met him? Maybe? I don't know. It's tough. Mm-hmm. Lord Luke Skywalker. Man. Yeah. All right. Obviously, Lord Luke is ship captain. Okay, yeah. Everyone is ship captain now? I don't know. I can't think of who this is. Perhaps it's there, but Audible, our sponsor. So we get Luke gives me big Gaston vibes. That's why I think he might betray them. Yeah. Chance Short is he gives me like I was about to sing Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why. He gives me Gaston vibes as well. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so he leaves. Because he's like, well, fine. I've got other things to do. Mm-hmm. And Perrin is like, I'm going to give a big speech. And he gives a big speech. Mm-hmm. And he goes full like Idris Elba in Pacific Rim. And you're like, yeah, let's go. Yeah. And they're like, we're going to go, this is chill in Emond's Field. Because you said so. And so a couple of the boys are like, we're coming with you. Yeah. We're going to go to war with you. Yeah. And everyone else goes back to Emond's Field because Perrin makes this good point where he's like, if you guys are all in Emond's Field, you're safe. Yeah. It is much easier for you guys to defend yourselves all together, right? Yeah. They rebuilt Emond's Field in like 2 months. Last time it burned down. It's been a year and a half. I know. I'm exaggerating. But I'm just saying, you can rebuild farms and houses, right? And Perrin is like, can you rebuild that? And just like points at the infant. I'm like, oh my God. Light Blinded Fool says, Clarus and Nerdy are Beauty and the Beast IRL. Prince Adam, very handsome. I'm just throwing that out there. Can I have a controversial take? Uh-huh. I think he's more attractive as the Beast than he is as Prince Adam at the end of the movie. Okay. Anyway. I'm going to take some notes. he kind of like, he transforms at the end and you're like, oh, he's kind of like a generic good-looking white guy. I mean, I just wanted him to be brawnier. I wanted him to be like Hercules. You know what I mean? Like he's this big beast. I wanted him to come out of beast form as like this like Arnold Schwarzenegger, just like rippling with muscles, and he's just kind of like a dude.
I mean, yeah, he's in there for like a shot.
He kind of looks like a like frat bro who's like, oh yeah, Matt, you want to go surfing? Like, and yeah, I think that like the beast has like intensity and like he's so large, and then Adam's just kind of like, this is really fun. Like, what's up,
this
Belle? Yeah, do you want to teach me to read? Isn't Prince Adam He-Man? Yes, Prince Adam is also He-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Adam is a fairly common name.
Yeah, so Perrin just goes around from farm to farm and just gathers a small army of young men.
And sends everyone back to Emmons Field, which I think is so smart.
Yeah. And the moment he realizes he called like Tam and Abel by their first names, he's like, oh, oops.
Well, no, and I love this, right? Because they're giving him advice, and Varen is even like giving him advice, but none of them are telling him what to do. And they're like, "Look, you've leveled up. You're an adult," and that's why the episode is called "Perrin Got a Glow Up," because Perrin is, and this is the moment I tweeted about where I was like, "I'm so excited to talk about Perrin."
Perrin went on, what is it, Queer Eye, where they like, where they totally like reform you and like send you off into the world like a new person.
Yes, except the queer people in this case were Fail and the Aiel women.
And Loyal. You can't forget
Loyal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and so I love the moment where Perrin realizes that the men aren't calling him lad anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's a big moment for a young man.
Yeah.
When the men in your life, when they hand you a beer, and not for all men, obviously like people are gonna have different experiences, but for me, the moment where I transitioned from like watching football with like a Coke next to my stepdad to like grabbing a beer out of the fridge and like sitting down with him and watching football, like that was a change. Mm-hmm. You know, when my stepdad's male friends at the football game would bring back a beer for me too, that's a moment in your life that you remember. And I think that like I related so hard to Perrin in this moment because I was like, you know what? I remember that. I remember when my stepdad's friend was like, oh yeah, I got a beer for you too without asking. Yeah. Where he was like, oh no, you're one of the men. You're one of the adult men in this situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really loved this. For Perrin, he's earned it, right? He's been through so much. Yeah. And he's made so many good choices and some bad ones. And he's grown up so much. And the people who knew him as a kid are recognizing that and treating him with respect. And I just love it. We're an hour and 20 minutes in, and we haven't gotten out of the Perrin stuff yet.
We need to
plow ahead.
Remember when I was like, there's not a ton that happens, and it's more in between stuff.
I know, but I love this section so much.
It's great. Yeah. It's so good. I couldn't put it down, honestly. I read this entire chunk on the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just this moment for Perrin to me is this is one of the things that sticks out most from the 4 books is this moment with Tam and Abel, because it is a universal human experience to have the people in your life acknowledge that you're an adult.
Yeah.
And I just loved it.
Yeah, 100%.
And so they keep going and going and going. And yeah, they get to the next chapter.
Nice.
I was trying to see if there's anything I wrote down that I want to talk about. We've been talking. My notes were not great this week. I need to take better notes next week. So Perrin and
Perrin and crew
go, and so they get to the White Cloak camp basically. Mm-hmm. And when they get there, they are they come up with a plan.
There's like 200 or 300 White Cloaks or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like a big group.
It might even be bigger than that. And so they come up with a plan where they're going to go fight the White Cloaks. They're going to go break out they're going to go break them out. The Aiel are going to do ninja stuff, because apparently the Aiel are just like
disappear.
Incredible.
Literally disappear.
They're like the level 100 stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's like, and everyone else who joined us, you're going to go sit 100 feet back, and Tam and the warder are going to keep you quiet because I don't trust you to help.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you for coming. Don't do anything.
Yeah. Well, because obviously they can't take on this force of like highly trained warriors. They have to stealth. They have to stealth in and free the prisoners.
Stealth.
I mean, yeah.
Perrin's idea of stealth in this situation is going in and hitting people with a hammer.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they get in to the tent is a miracle.
Oh, yeah.
is a miracle. There is no way they should... I love Ginger Ninjas, by the way. I would love an Aiel movie called Ginger Ninjas. But in the style of, like, the Three Ninjas from the 90s.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Aiel does the hitting, too. Yeah. They get in there, and they kind of... Yeah. Lando has it right. Londo has it right. Perrin treats it like a video game. Stealth is optional.
Yeah, very much does not use the stealth option.
But they get in, but the thing is, the stealth works. It's like when you're playing a video game for the first time and you just kind of like bull rush ahead and you just...
And nobody sees you.
You just manage to like avoid whatever the like line is where
boxes.
The sight is.
Yeah, the lines of sight, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they get all the way into the tent. They get there. They've taken out a couple of people, but like their alarms aren't going off yet, and they can see. I love the moment where Robert Jordan writes that he can see the pike, the other person's pike, over the top of the tent.
Yeah,
and that goes down.
Goes down. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun.
And so they take out the other guard on their side, and they open the tent. And Master Luhan is a good dude. You wanna know why? Because he is sleeping against the opening so that the white cloaks can't get into the women without waking him up.
Right.
Which is like, I love this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a dire situation, he's doing the right thing. And you gotta respect that. And they all wake up and they're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Perrin. And they're like, shave your face.
His beard must be so scraggly.
Mistress Luhan is like, I wouldn't let you eat at my table with that. And he's like, I'm here to save you.
Yeah.
Can we go?
Can we talk about this later, maybe?
Can we not make a big deal out of this right now?
Yeah. I loved that. So mean. Here's the thing, if Robert Jordan had a beard, I feel like he was super judgy of people who had like patchy beards. It's like, oh, they just don't. They're just not growing it right.
Robert Jordan was the guy who like would go up to his male friends and be like, "Hey, you got a beard oil for that?" So how often are you grooming your beard?
Yeah. Do you have a bamboo comb?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's I Do you have a bamboo comb? That took me a second, but I got there. That's so funny. Jordan is a beard hipster. Good to know.
Makes sense.
But yeah, no, I love all of this moment. Like the reunion, the way in which the characters are all like, okay, we gotta go. I think the beard stuff is funny, and I love that everyone makes fun of them for it.
The moment is very fun, but then they
do go, and they run, and this reminded me so much of the version on the show where they get to the horses, and they're like trying to get the horse, where Nynaeve is trying to get the horses free. This felt a lot like that moment, where they get to the horses, and there's the two guards, and I love the moment where everyone's facing out, because you don't expect the attack to come from within.
Yeah.
And they turn, and these horses come barreling at them, and they're like, we screwed up.
We messed up. Yeah.
They're riding away with the horses. They're getting away. They get to Varen, and Perrin's like, Varen, you're going to be Varen in this scene, okay? Varen, can you do something?
There's a 60% chance it's already raining.
You have to be really careful doing that in that shirt.
That's why I did it with my left boob.
Yeah.
Come on. Mean Girls reference.
I know, but this whole episode, I'm just like watching. I'm literally just like staring at it.
It's secure.
To make sure that
it's a
we're
cute
good.
Bodysuit. Leave me alone.
Oh, it's super cute. I just like, I don't want this stream to get taken down for...
Oh, please. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Varen is like...
It's so barely fine, though. It's so barely fine.
It's great. It's great.
Okay.
Come on. Who doesn't love a good Mean Girls reference?
Oh, I love Mean Girls reference.
Varen is like, I can't do anything, but it's probably gonna rain.
But she's also like, it's gonna rain in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
Can you speed it up a little bit? We're kind of being chased right now.
Because they want to make sure that they're a little bit away before the tracks get washed away, right? Because it'll be easier to lose them. So I don't know, it makes sense. But,
it totally made sense. Yeah. I just lost my train of thought because it doesn't matter. So yeah, they get away, and that's it. The rain hides their escape, and Perrin is like, and now let's go kill some dang Trollocs.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That is how it ends.
And then we don't see them again for the rest of the chapters. So, guys, I need more Perrin. who cares about Rand al'Thor?
I honestly was like, God, I wish that we just continued with Perrin.
I know, the end of this section was so good.
Yeah, but we have new POV. Well, not new POV. Next POV. We change POV.
Rand and Matt walk up to the Aiel, and Rand is like, I got a dragon. I got 2 dragons. And they're like, oh, shit! My
favorite part is that, like, is the wise women get mad at him for not knowing he has a second dragon tattoo. Like, they're like, not just the one sign, you gotta show the other sign. And he's like,
what are you talking? No, but even the first one, he doesn't know. Like, Ami walks up and like pulls his sleeve up.
Right,
and he's
right,
like,
right.
oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's new. That's fun.
That's rad. Yeah. So
that's
yeah,
Rand.
You are chaos today.
I'm in such a good mood. Multiverse of Madness put me in such a good mood last night.
Fair enough.
Vala, thank you so much for that.
Thank you for the super chat.
Robert Jordan was very funny IRL. A friend of mine presented an overly thought out question about the mechanics of channeling, and he responded with, "You need a dog."
Wow. I feel like I would have liked Robert Jordan.
I would have too. That's so funny.
That's very fun.
I think this is how your magic system works. You need a pet.
You need a hobby.
Yeah. Have you heard of goldfish? They need to be fed 3 times a day.
Oh my god. But yeah, Rand is twice marked.
Yeah, he's twice and twice marked.
The herons and the dragons, which is interesting.
That's there's gonna be a point like 4 books from now where he is just animals from head to toe.
Just branded with animals? Yeah.
Spacey, thank you for that super chat. I, for one, am in support of Claris's cardiovascular health and think she should perform jumping jacks jog in place.
Yeah. We'll get a workout.
That live stream is on a different platform.
Isn't that like half of TikToks is just jumping?
Yeah.
TikTok, it's a fun place.
So they get back to the wise ones, and Egwene is like, you guys are gone for a week.
Oh yeah, it's been 7 days.
Yeah.
And apparently like after 10 days no one's returned, so like you have to wait 10 days.
Yeah, and so Aviendha is not back yet, and
Moiraine, they find out Moiraine went in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lan is upset.
Yeah, Lan is losing his.
Yeah. Like this is his first time really like not being composed, except when he like kissed Nynaeve, I guess. But it's different, right?
Well, and people people were talking about the show, and I was like, oh, I like that Lan has emotion in episode 5. Mm-hmm. And people were like, no, in the books he's so stoic and he never shows any emotion. And I'm reading this section like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Lan is a mess.
Yeah.
Lan is an emotional boy.
Yeah, he's very, very emotional.
Dragons and Wolves, thank you so much for that super chat. It's hunting season in the 2 Rivers next week.
I hope.
On the Nerdy Wordy Book podcast.
I hope so.
Nerdy Wordy Book Club.
We better get there.
Yeah, like Lan is such a... He's like, did you see Moiraine? Did you see Moiraine?
Yeah.
We're like, no, dude, Jesus Christ, calm down.
Well, and the wise women had to use the power on him to
hold him
stop
down.
Him from going into Rudaean. Rudaean. I still need to, yeah. It's like, wow, yeah. No wonder Lan is a mess.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm not complaining. I love
great.
Lan.
Oh,
I think
no,
it's fantastic.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
I disagree with this idea that he's this emotionless nothing. He is so emotional.
Moiraine has no tail in the waist. Thank you, like
oh my god, we're never gonna be able to get over that.
I can't, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we learned what someone had put in the chat last week. That Rand saw his ancestral memories.
Yes.
Which is very cool. We also learned that Matt can now read the Old Tongue fluently. Now understands the language.
You are 100% right about him not just getting his like dagger memories back. He got all the memories.
I think that was you. I think that was your prediction.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
I think you were the one. I think maybe it might have been me.
I don't know. I feel like we both agreed on it.
I do love in this throughout these chapters though. He's like, oh yeah. I know how I would attack with that crossbow. And he's like, I don't, nope.
Never mind. Nope. Yeah, he's like going over battle tactics and he's like, nope. Older women.
If I had enough people loading that crossbow and firing, we could outfire. And you're like, wow, Matt's like,
Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
Right. Yeah.
Matt played way too much XCOM. He went to Ridden and just played XCOM for hours, and he's like, I am a god. Methany, thank you so much for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
They held Land down because they weren't sure where his tattoo would manifest.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so...
Smut corner.
Yeah, Rand really accepts here that Tam is not his father.
Yeah.
And learns that his father is dead. And he has a really, like, pretty mature emotional response to that, where he's like, you know what? I still have my memories of Tam. And he's like, I don't need to find my family among the Aiel, because Rand is still my dad, but I'm going to, like, respect my heritage. And he really blends those two rather quickly for someone who at times is very emotional. And I was proud of him in this one. I was like, good for you for not, like, losing it about Tam. Or like, being like, Tam lied to me. I'm going to, like, you know, he's like, Tam did what he did for me.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I'm going to respect him for that.
We find out that both his parents are dead. We also, one thing, the Aiel are kind of like, yay, and then leave. No one is very comfortable
also,
with him being the He Who Comes with the Dawn.
I am right. Tigraine is Rand's mom.
Yeah.
Because she goes to the Aiel Waste, because she disappeared, right?
Yep.
They say in the Eye of the World that she disappeared.
Yeah.
She goes to the Aiel Waste.
Yeah.
She doesn't tell anyone her name. She comes up with a new name.
Yep.
It's Tigraine. Guys,
right.
I'm like almost sure of it.
No, you are 100%.
The thing that gets complicated is how closely related are Rand and Elaine, if Tigraine is Rand's mom. Are they like second cousins?
I guess kind of, which is legal.
I mean, it's not confirmed yet, but like it's Tigraine. It's gonna be Tigraine. I don't know when that reveal's coming, but it's happening.
Yeah.
I'm like 1,000%.
Well, and they say that
Berziger says Alabama cousins.
Well, no, but like they even say that Rand looks like his mom, which is what he was told in Kyrian as well.
Yeah.
That he kind of looks like Tigraine. So yeah, it.
Don't read the chat right now. There's S's popping up.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's ship captain time.
Audible sponsored of this.
We're talking about incest, which is a good time to mention audibletrial.com/nerdynightly.
Granta Moore, thank you for the super chat.
Not a spoiler to say there would be no blood relation.
Because Tigraine, they're far enough removed that they're not like.
Kanarafin says, "What are you doing, step bro?"
God, I hate it. But yeah, no, I think it's Tigraine as well.
Yeah. I was sure
because Tigraine had a son.
Yeah.
And they mentioned that she had a son who loved her, but her marriage was not good, and then she was told a prophecy or something.
And then she
had
disappeared.
To leave, so yeah. So
it has to be
definitely
her, right?
Tigraine. Well, it would be super weird if it wasn't, because literally, like who is it? Someone says that Rand looks like Tigraine in Kyrian, and I don't remember who it was.
I think it was Gareth Bryan.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm like,
or maybe it was Morghese.
Because that happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says that they look like one another, and then when the Aiel say Rand looks like his mother, so it's 100%.
But here's the thing.
Confirmed.
Here's the thing we haven't talked about yet. Rand has a brother.
Yeah.
Rand has a brother.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this is huge. This is like the biggest thing this is the biggest thing yet.
A half brother, but yeah.
Sure. But
yeah, I'm just.
Wait, is his half brother Galad?
I need the family tree.
Are Rand and Galad brothers? Because if Egwene ends up with Rand's half brother, that's weird. Right?
Okay. I need the family tree. Yeah, I think.
Okay. How do we find a family tree that doesn't have spoilers in it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the question.
Tigraine's son is Galad.
Okay. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah. So Rand and Galad are brothers. That's not a spoiler. I think that's not a spoiler.
I feel like, yeah.
Because they've said that in the books. We're just not fully remembering.
Yeah, no,
right?
that is fair. That is not a spoiler.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, as soon as I read that section, I was like, it's totally Tigraine. I did not put Galad.
Galad. Wait. Oh no. Galad is going to become a White Cloak. Because Rand and Galad are gonna have to fight.
Yeah,
and then Rand is gonna find out that it's his brother that he's fighting. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh no! That's why they set up all of the like White Cloak pamphlet stuff, is because Galad's gonna go evil, and then Rand's gonna have to fight his half brother.
So I've been like spoiled on like part of that section, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, the Galad thing that you know that I don't know? Okay. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, because you can never have two brothers. The brothers always have to fight, especially if they're stepbrothers. That's like fantasy trope.
It. At least we know that Matt can kick Galad's ass, so Rand probably can too. Yeah. But like, I don't want him to kill his brother. As long as
Matt is there and Matt has a long stick, Galad is done for. Yeah.
My whole day's ruined.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Yeah. Mod decisions are non-negotiable. Monkey, I can negotiate with you.
Only us. Otherwise, the mods are correct in every instance. Listen to the mods.
You can't argue with the mods, but I can argue with the mods.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Sarma says, what makes you think the White Cloaks are evil? Their actions.
They do evil things.
the things that they do.
Yeah, the White Cloaks suck. They suck hard.
They're the way in which they interact with the world.
Tyler, thank you so much for this.
Tyler, thank you for the super chat. I love Audible with Whisper Sync. It highlights the word being spoken in the ebook as you listen to the audiobook. You can switch between reading, listening, or both without losing your place.
What?
That's cool.
That's so cool. I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Kenny says they do fight for the light, though. No, they don't, actually, because...
a bunch of them are Dark Friends.
Even if they think that they're fighting for the light, the leaders of them are literally working with the Dark One. So right now, even though they think they're working for the light, they are literally working for the darkness right now.
Yeah, the White Cloaks suck.
They're not a good organization. And I think that they're probably White Cloaks at, like, the lower levels that are fine. But, like, the upper echelon of the White Cloak structure is corrupted.
Yeah, and there's a knot of the White Cloaks that work for Pat and Fane now.
The White Cloaks need checks and balances, and they don't have them, and so the power structure leads to corruption, and that's their problem.
Well, and Niall, the leader of the White Cloaks that we have met, he's the worst. He doesn't really care about being right or wrong. He just cares about making a name for himself.
Yes.
So he
cares about his legacy over the correctness of his
actions.
That's
not serving the light. That's garbage.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And Carradine, literally evil.
I mean, yes, he is literally evil. We find out that
Ordeath, they're listening to Ordeath, who's literally evil. Like, you can be a lower level White Cloak and be a fine person, but the structure that you're in is working for evil.
Yeah, some of them definitely just don't know it.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're literally working for evil. Back to Rand. Thank you, Deshiva. We got very... that whole Galad thing derailed me so hard.
Yeah.
That's crazy that he's his brother.
It's only weird because of Elaine. That's... I guess it wouldn't be like a fantasy book without some kind of incest,
Wait,
right?
so are Rand and Moiraine related? We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out next week. For now, we need to get through this book. Rand is like, we need to do stuff, and the wise ones are like, yeah, okay, we'll do stuff.
Wow, good summary.
And he's like, he's like, I need the wise ones to dream walk to
all the other wise ones and to the clan chiefs to tell everybody to come to this place.
To the Golden Bowl.
The Golden Bowl.
So that we can smoke up, get super high.
There's a spot where you can just talk and everyone can hear you. So that's
it's really cool.
Methany, thank you for that super chat.
Warning, Whisper Sync doesn't work if you buy the Wheel of Time ebooks as the complete collection. You need to buy the individual ebooks.
Thank you for that warning.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Rand is like, get all of the seps to the Golden Bowl so that I can rally the Aiel all at the same time. Meanwhile, Couladin, who is not being cool...
No, he's the worst.
Is like, where's my brother? You killed him. And Rand's like, no, I didn't. No. I saw him, though, and he ate his own eyeballs.
He doesn't tell him anything.
Yeah.
But the worst part about it is that Couladin full abandons his brother there. He's supposed to wait the 10 days and just doesn't. Like, he's not a good person.
Oh my God, that is so true.
Yeah, he just leaves his
He
brother.
totally ditches before the 10-day mark.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yep. Brother Torwin's Gap 2, thank you so much for that super duper chat. Those epiphanies, they hit hard.
Wait, when did his brother go in? Did his brother go in the same, like, right before?
The wise ones literally say, it's either Ruark.
Oh, no, he had just left. Yeah, he had just left for Ruidin.
They literally say that Couladin did not wait the 10 days in the book.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah.
That's... Couladin, you little
Yeah.
What if that guy comes out of Ruidin and no one's there? And he's got the mark. He can't see, but he's got the mark.
Guys, hello?
You can be there's no reason why he can't be a blind chief. That's,
Yeah.
That's Couladin.
They straight up leave him, and so that so they don't have a chief.
Yeah.
They do not have a chief.
And Couladin's trying to behave like he's the chief of the Shido, and Ruark's like,
yeah.
Ruark? Rad. Yeah. Ruark is my new Ingtar. I love him so much.
He better not be bad, because I'll cry.
No. Ruark's Aiel. I don't think there are any dark friends among the Aiel. Mm-hmm. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think we've met anyone who's a dark friend among the Aiel. Because I don't think that Couladin is I think that he's not a dark friend.
No,
I think that he's just driven by ego.
Yeah, 100%. He's, like, not a good person, but he's not a dark friend, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Ruark is Giga Chad.
Ruark is a Giga Chad.
Yeah.
And Ruark and Lan together is the most erotic these books have ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the chapter ends with Aviendha returning, and then Moiraine comes back a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. We also know that Aviendha, if she did not like Rand before, she really doesn't like him now.
Yeah, we learn that in this next section. Egwene, the chapter 35 opens up with Egwene dreamwalking. She's breaking Amisa's rules.
Yeah.
She is dreamwalking, and Amisa's like, what the... Yeah, Elaine's there.
No, Elaine is there, and she's topless.
Yeah, Elaine is nude, all pierced up.
Not nude, but it has the sash on the bottom, but like is in full like sea folk garb.
Yeah.
I was into it. I was like, that's so fun. Like it makes me happy that Elaine is like having a good experience with the sea folk and learning and teaching and like just finds like a sense of, I don't know, just is like not like is less weirded out by it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously she is the most accepting, and her mom has like taught her that like different cultures, different things. But she's full on board with it, and like no judgment. It's very fun.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Egwene is like, oh gosh,
boobies.
Oh my.
Which is weird because they like bathe together in these books. Like they'll get into a bathing room where there's like a bunch of tubs, and they've probably seen each other naked before.
Yeah.
So I don't really get it. Like the levels of nudity comfortability can be a little bit strange sometimes in these books.
Yeah, it is funny.
Especially with how often the women are naked. So yeah, Elaine explains kind of what's going on with the sea folk, and Egwene is like, yeah, we portal stone. That she like breaks down like all this stuff, and Elaine's like, oh wow, you've done a lot. We've been on a boat.
Busy. Yeah.
We've kind of just been chilling on a boat. What?
Elaine also tells Egwene about.
She is immediately reveals Joran's secret.
Joran. I was like, Joran.
Like Elaine.
It's like, hey, don't tell anyone, but
immediately tell someone.
Yeah. And then Amis wakes up Egwene, kind of half wakes her up, and then transforms into this like horrific thing that like I don't know. It was like she like gave Egwene a nightmare to teach her a lesson, which was very funny to me.
And she's like, you stupid girl. And Egwene is like, I need to talk to my friends. And she was like, I
don't give you. Yeah, you lied. You're an Aes Sedai, and you lied.
Yeah.
And they thought that the Aes Sedai couldn't, and so that's probably gonna be a problem later on.
Yeah. And so. And Amis is very upset, and so Egwene like agrees to never do it again. But Amis is like, okay, but you're gonna have to wear a little girl's haircut.
Yeah.
Until I trust you again.
Yeah.
So that you're embarrassed, but it's just pigtails.
I know. I was like, all right.
It's like, all right, pigtails are cute. I
wear them all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Aiel just like laugh behind her back.
I'm going to give you the ultimate embarrassment. You have to braid your hair twice.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 braids instead of Nynaeve's 1.
Ha! Take that.
And then she's like, all right, we're going to you're coming with me. We're going to go to the sweat house where they all get naked. But this is my point. Like, Egwene's like, why are you naked, Elaine? But then they go to the sweat house and they all get naked and all the women are naked in front of each other again. And so I was like, what? Why is the nudity, why is Elaine's boobies out being weird?
Yeah.
But then when all the women are sitting in a sweat lodge nude together, it's not like that. That's where I'm like, this is okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And so they go to a meeting where the women of the Aiel, Moiraine and Egwene, kind of are like, all right, so Avienda, you're going to be Rand's girlfriend, and you're going to spy on him for us.
But, like, not happy girlfriend.
Glenn Peterson, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for that super chat.
Seeing Nerdy's light bulb ignite over the Rand-Galad relationship implications is worth every super chat I've said today. Thank you so much. I'm glad I can make
thank you.
your cat threatening you worth it. And so...
Man.
Yeah, poor Avienda.
Yeah, Avienda's like, I hate that guy, and now I have to hang out with him all the time. That could not be sowing the seeds for a relationship. Nope, definitely not.
Yeah, she's the third.
Yeah,
we know that now because of
that.
the casting news. But, like...
Yeah.
She's the third.
Yeah.
And not quickly, though. It's definitely moving slower than the other relationships did. Because Min and Elaine both fell from real fast. Whereas Avienda, even, at the end of the next few chapters, is still like,
fuck that guy.
God, I fucking hate
Rand.
Rand.
I also loved Rand being like, I miss Min.
I miss Min, too.
It's like, I also miss Min. Can we bring Min back? Thank you.
Can we get Min away from Swan, please?
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
I don't even dislike Swan. I just want Min away. And so, that's basically it. They basically plan to, like, manipulate Rand if they can. They're going to try and figure out what's going on with him. And the best way to do that is to just have Avienda be his little shadow.
Yeah.
And so they hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. And they find some peddlers on the road. So those guys are evil, right?
Oh my God, so evil. And then Rand literally says it later, but this chapter started describing them, and I was like, oh yeah, no, don't trust. Stranger danger. Red flags.
Also, Avienda keeps being like, you belong to Elaine. And Rand is like, what?
Yeah.
You belong to... Elaine is for you. And he's like, okay.
No, my favorite part is when Avienda starts describing Elaine. Very full bosom.
You've seen her in the bath. No. Oh, okay, I have. So her hips, they're wide and could push out many babies.
Oh my God. Yeah, Avienda's description of Elaine is probably one of my favorite things. It just made me cackle. Like, very fun. Eric, thank you so much for that super chat. Elaine's learning experience chilling with cool people. Egwene's learning experience is getting tortured by the Sanction and the Wise Ones. Yeah, Elaine definitely has it a little easier at the moment.
Oh, I would happily spend my time with the Sea Folk over
the Sanchin.
The Sanchin,
Oh, yeah.
Or the Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can learn how to channel while on a boat, wearing my flippy floppies?
It's going fast and
with a bunch of naked men and women. That's a bisexual's dream, right there.
that's everything I've always wanted. So I don't know what the problem is.
So yeah, Avienda is the greatest wing woman who's also going to sleep with your husband.
Yeah, complicated.
Not really, in our experience.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, the Jindo are riding ahead of the Shido, but the Shido are going in the same direction because their sept is, like, on the other side, so they have to have this, like, weird procession where the Shido are just, like, a little bit further back.
Oh, yeah. They're
but
just a little bit of a separation.
Couladin is, like, really upset with Rand over his brother not coming back, and so Ruark is like, all right, 100 Shindo are going to be with you at all times. I was like, 100 is a lot.
No, not Shindo.
Jindo.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
the Shido, he's worried about the Shido and what Couladin might do. So he's like, you're going to have a bodyguard procession of 100 people.
100 people at all times, plus Avienda.
Kyle, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Kyle.
Being nude with other women is culturally accepted. Being nude where men might see is culturally shocking.
But it was like the dream world.
But it was a dream world where they were the only people there. That was what was weird about it to me.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Yeah. But also like nudity is just very. Sometimes people react to it weirdly, and some people don't. It's a weird. I don't know.
Thank you for that super chat.
Yeah, but thank you for the super chat. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I find nudity everywhere to be shocking, mostly because my naked body is appalling. It's just the worst. It literally is shocking. It's like a grotesque creature out of a Lovecraftian novel from the neck down.
It's not true. I'm just putting that out there.
So Avienda insists that Elaine has laid her heart in a bridal wreath. Do you think that she has actually done that, or is that an Aiel thing?
No, that's like an Aiel thing. She's like equating what they've done to like what the Aiel would do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think she has literally done that.
So we cut over to Matt's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And they ride up to some peddlers.
Yeah.
And so we meet Hadnan Kadir.
Super sus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is also Keely Shaugi.
Also super sus.
No, she's less sus. She just wants to sell shit. Keely, I was like, I vibe with Keely.
No,
she's like, upsell. You guys want to buy stuff? Not right now. Okay, Matt's like, I'll buy a hat, and she's like, oh, got you, big old hat right here.
Here's your deal. If you don't take it now, it's now or never.
Chat. Apparently, this hat is very important. So thank you for spoiling that Matt gets a hat. It's a hat on a mat.
He gets a hat.
This is actually where the book becomes a Dr. Seuss novel. The hat on the mat.
Oh, yeah. The hat on the mat. With the...
And the brand on the rand.
The brand on the rand, yeah. Mm-hmm. God, I hate it.
But yeah, these people are evil. They're just evil. That's all that it is.
Yeah, there's also a very attractive woman with them, also evil.
Yeah, but also Keely is apparently fat. And has a lot of fat on her. Her face is so fat that the rolls block her eyes. She's so fat that you can't see whether she has what the shape of her eye is.
Yeah, I don't think that that's possible.
I was like, Rob Jordan, this is a bit much.
Yeah.
We get it. She's overweight, but like, it was a bit much.
It was excessive. Which is why, like, I don't know. I think that she's evil. Like, I think that they're all evil.
He described her fat rolls so much that I felt like it was a Miyazaki character from like an anime.
Yeah.
Like Spirited Away level grotesque.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just was like,
didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, maybe it's a disguise. And she's actually like a thin person, but it's like they, in order to hide what she looks like, they had to put so much fat on
it's
that
Lanfear.
It's Lanfear.
Lanfear made herself look different, so that.
But she's in the Godskin outfit from Elden Ring.
Yeah. Guys, it's Lanfear, confirmed, 100%. I figured it out.
Yeah. So Matt has a hat. Apparently, it's important. People keep talking about it. So. They get to Imra, which is where they're stopping for the night because there's water there. Mm-hmm. And by water, there's like 2 feet. There's like this much water. And they're like, oh, it's so much. And then you're like, oh, I get why rivers were crazy to you because this is like a crazy amount of water.
Yeah, a puddle is like, oh my God.
Yeah. And they're as they're riding up, Avienda keeps hammering Rand about stuff. And he turns to her and he's like, you should respect me. I'm the Dragon Reborn. And Rourke's like, yeah, no, she's not going to do that.
It's not, no. Good try. He's like, good try, but no.
I love Rourke here so much. He's like, dude, women show as little respect as they can get away with. And I was like, based on my marriage, yeah, that's true.
Wow. Wow. I respect you sometimes. We're the worst. Oh, God.
You are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so they ride up to Imra and like it's been attacked.
Yeah.
And they're like looking around, they're like, oh shit, the goats are still here. So it's not raiders. What's going on? Mm-hmm. They go inside a building and there's like red paint on the walls. And Egwene's like,
blood. Spoiler alert, it's blood.
It's blood.
Yeah. So the weird thing to me though is that it was a Trolloc attack.
It very much looks like a Trolloc attack.
But there are still a bunch of goats around.
Yeah.
And I from my understanding of the Trollocs is that they kill for fun and mercilessly. So why would they leave some goats alive?
Because the Fades told them to.
Why though? That would give away that it wasn't a raid.
I don't think they cared about that. I think it was about killing Aiel. And then, it implies that they're like, well, they didn't need to kill the goats because they ate enough Aiel that they were satiated. I that has to be it. Because there's no other reason, right?
I don't know.
Because we do know that it's Trollocs, because the Trollocs are about to show up again. So it's like, we know what happened. But yeah, it is weird that the Trollocs didn't kill the goats.
Yeah. It stuck out to me. It was...
Eric says they're vegan Trollocs. I think they ate the humans, so I don't think they're vegan.
Well, they definitely killed the humans.
Yeah.
So it gets a little spicy.
Yeah, and then we meet the hot lady that's with Kadir. She is...
she's like, wow, Rand, you're the dragon reborn? I thought you'd be hotter.
I did like that moment.
Like,
I thought he'd be more handsome. And he's like, well, fuck you too, lady.
Yeah. All right, then.
But everyone's dead, but the peddler's like, it's a good time to sell stuff. So they start trading. They trade with the Jindo. I really liked, there was a lot in here about the Aiel politics.
Yes, and like what is worth value here, and what they like they don't buy silk from these people because they can get silk way cheaper from someone else.
From the people all the way at the other end of the waist.
Exactly.
Yeah. But velvet would be the worst fabric in the desert. I don't know why they would buy it.
I wonder if it's more for like curtains.
It's thick, honestly, for tents.
Yeah,
velvet is. I think velvet is also waterproof, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe. But yeah, this whole section of I found it fascinating what the Aiel like valued highly, and like where they would buy certain things from. Like they knew the value, like where, depending on where they were getting it from.
I also really love the perspective of the peddlers have to put their tents with the Jindo because the Shido don't have a clan chief. Yeah. But the Shido are upset about it because the Shido then have to go over to the Jindo's camp to trade.
Yes.
And they're doing it, but they're doing it reluctantly.
Technically, the Shindo are the larger of the
Shido,
the Shido are larger, so they should be protecting them, but because they don't have a chief, they can't. It's very confusing.
All the politics here are really cool, and I love the way that it's spelled out. I like having Rand need to know this information because he's going to try and lead the Aiel, so we as the audience get to like get it all explained to us, but in a way that didn't feel super exposition-y. Like it felt like just conversation on the road, and like I really love the way Robert Jordan wrote it.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So we cut over to Matt, and Matt is just chilling, realizing that he speaks the old tongue.
Yeah.
Because he just starts speaking the old tongue out loud.
This is the moment where Matt is like, I got all my memories back, and I got a couple of extras, too. Yeah.
And so Jason Derulo comes over, Gleeman.
Oh,
it's Jason Natil, but I was like, Jason Derulo. A Gleeman comes over, and he's like, oh, you speak the old tongue.
He's also sus.
Yeah.
He's also very sus.
Well, yeah, he's with the sus people.
I think that, I have a prediction. I think that he is going to be one of the, like, Slayer people.
I don't know what that means.
Well, because, like, later on, there's, like, a shape that, is it Rand or somebody sees trying to get into Rudaean in the fog? There's a person.
Mm-hmm. The blue coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's one of the, like, Slayer people. Maybe not, like, Slayer exactly, but, like, that there are people who, like, dwell in dreams and like do evil, and I think
it's this Gleeman?
I think he's sus.
All right, I didn't get sus vibes from this Gleeman, but
he's sus. He's super sus because he gets Matt to tell him everything that happened in Rudaean, and then someone is trying to get in.
Tom does the same thing.
Tom?
Like when Tom like meets people, he's like trying to get their stories out of them.
No, he tells like it's super sus that, like, Rudaean is this, like, mysterious place, and you're not allowed to talk about what goes on in there, except
and he reveals it.
And he tells everything, and then there's, like, I think it's Rand dreaming, and sorry if I'm wrong, but, like, he sees some guy trying to, like, get in there in the dream world in the smoke or whatever.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's super sus, and I'm calling it right now. Don't tell me if I'm right, but that's...
Jason Derulo is sus. Yeah. You heard it here first,
Jason Derulo is very sus.
Jason Derulo is sus.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get attacked by the Trollocs, and basically they go full fight mode. Like everyone's crushing it. Yeah. The Aiel crushing it. Mm-hmm. There are some fades. Matt kills Murdral with the help of some Aiel.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah.
That's that.
There's a big battle, and nobody important dies.
And nobody important dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
and they also, it was like very strategically planned to be aimed at Rand, right?
Right, yeah. So they sent like some people to the Shido to keep them there. They sent some people to the Wise Ones to keep them there.
Yes. But they very clearly were trying to go for Rand.
Well, and weirdly, they because we learned a lot about the fight afterwards. Because in the fight, it's Robert Jordan's typical like chaos writing, which I've said I really like the way he writes battles. But they talk about how the Wise Ones would have been kind of screwed if Moiraine hadn't been there. And that's really interesting. I would have figured the Wise One sense would have more protection.
Well,
but like if Moiraine and Lan weren't there, like I don't know what would have happened to the Amis and Egwene and all them.
Because only 2 of them can channel.
Yeah.
Right, and then I guess all the bodyguards are busy with Rand.
Yeah.
All the 100 bodyguards. So I don't know.
Yeah, and so Matt desperately wants to leave with the peddlers because he wants them to go home and he wants to go with them. He also is like trying to figure out if he can seduce oh my god, what's her name?
The hot lady. The
hot lady away from Kadir. And yeah, Ruark. Yeah, the Ruark is basically like it's not great, but that's kind of it. That's kind of the end of the chapter.
Yeah. There's not Isindra. I don't know. Something along those lines.
Yeah, and so now we're that's kind of the end of Rand and his co are headed towards the Golden Bowl, and that's kind of where it ends. They survive this fight. Kadir is clearly evil.
They're all evil. I'm calling it right now. They're all evil. Adam, thank you for that.
Roidian rhymes with Freudian. At least per the glossary might help. Oh, I liked Ruidian.
Oh. Roidian. Sounds like...
Roidian seems wrong, though, because Freud comes from the EU, the umlaut sound. It's pronounced Steve. No, I would attack a Wise One, so they're not used to need protection.
Yeah, but it's Trollocs.
Oh, yeah, but the Trollocs have never been anywhere close to here. But you would think that after finding the Trolloc attack in the thing, they would protect them better, right? Because they just saw evidence of Trollocs this far down.
Yeah, maybe.
But like 200 miles away from where there should be Trollocs, which is... one of my favorite things about the combat that I'm remembering is that in the middle of the fight, Matt is like, the Aiel look as if they were prepared for the fight.
Oh, yeah, at all times.
Yeah.
They're 100% at all times, even in the middle of their sleep, prepared for battle.
Even when you take them by surprise, you didn't really take them by surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
So, chapter 38. We're actually going to do this in 2.5 hours. We're going to crush it.
Yeah.
Proud of us.
We are crushing it.
Y'all. Adams are back. The dang Adams. Yep. Egyanin is hanging out with Gelb. God, these names are great. Right. And Gelb is like, I got you an Adam. And she's like, thank you.
Yeah.
I will take that. And then Gelb's like, can I have some money to go find those ladies you're looking for? And she's like, no, you may not. And he's like, cool.
Yeah.
Can I have money for other things? She's like, no, you cannot. And he's like, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I loved the description of this place.
Yeah,
I know it was a bit like lengthy.
Oh yeah, we're in the Tenchiko's finest winery.
It really like set the scene.
Yeah,
I could see it clearly, and when I like read things, I don't always like imagine it in like large pictures, but this was just a very clear painted picture for me. And
yeah, I would be a waiter in this is the winery I would be waitering in if I was in Wheel of Time.
Yeah. So this Gelb person, I remember the name. I cannot remember for the life of me who they are.
He's the guy that Bail Doman kicks off of his ship.
Oh, right.
Right. He's the one who complains about Random Matt, and he's the one who gets kicked off, right? Chad, am I right? Can someone say Nerdy's right?
Please, somebody tell me.
Yeah, right. He's the guy that Rand lands on.
Yeah, when they jump onto the ship. Yeah, for sure.
And
okay,
I was like,
I know we've seen the name before. Yeah, Egyanin is the person who Bail Doman gets his stuff taken.
Gelb is.
What? No, in book 2.
Yeah.
Bail Doman has his like collection.
Yeah.
And Egyanin is.
And then Egyanin's also in the first chapter of this book.
No, the first chapter of this book is Min.
No, it's like multiple perspectives, isn't it? And one of them is the Sanchin woman.
It's Min.
Is Egyanin not in the first chapter? Don't we get a brief section with her?
No, we get the High Lady Suroth at some point, but not Egyanin.
Oh, I'm mixing them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
High Lady is Surath. Okay.
Yes.
So, but Eugenian is Sanchin.
Yes,
Yeah.
and would recognize Bail Doman. That is very important.
But also Gelb is there and is like, doesn't make any motion towards Bail Doman, even though he would hate Bail Doman.
I'm sure he would hate him, but like, what is he gonna do? Bail Doman has like set himself up.
But he's gonna rat him out. Like he's like, at some point, Gelb is going to get some revenge on Bail Doman in this book, and I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, Gelb is going to be a problem.
Also, I love that Bail Doman has become just like a rich pirate.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I have a soup kitchen and everything, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I've made money off of it.
He does. He's also like, I've made so much money that like I felt. See, he is who I would become if I had wealth.
Yeah.
If I wasn't like, you know, like getting by. If I was like getting by.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I give about as much as I give to taxes to a soup kitchen.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I love that.
I know. I love that so much.
So she gets her Adam. She also is leaving. Sees Jaikim Carradine, and then she like leaves, and she's pretending not to be Sanchin. She's hiding herself. She's like dressed, and she's like she hates it. She's like, ugh. And the men who carry her out also don't know that she's Sanchin, which is interesting.
Yeah.
She has hired locals. She hasn't like brought her people in.
Yeah.
He do be rich though, Dakuna. He do be rich. So Jaikim Carradine, as they like pass in the winery, POV switch. He is evil, leader of the White Cloak Questioners, and he goes up to the top floor, and he's like, hey, what's up, King, who's not supposed to be here, but is totally here. I know who you all are, but like I'm not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
And they're like, we need you to bring the White Cloaks to the Penarch's palace, because we're going to raise a new Penarch. And he's like, yeah, sure you are.
Yeah.
It's not my person at all. And he's like, we're going to raise a new Penarch. And he's like, well, I can't do that unless the king asks, because I don't want to be seen as like taking over.
Yeah.
And the king is like, yeah, the king will definitely do that.
Yeah. And he's like, I know that's the king, but I'm not going to tell him that I know it's the king. I'm like, oh, God.
This whole section, I was like, I hate politics. I hate politics so much. I love reading about politics, but like this is so like the room where it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. Yep.
I just love the idea that Agyenin was like, they're doing the room where it happened. He's like, decisions are happening over dinner. We will take over the Penarch's palace. And so Carradine leaves, and he's like, all right, well, this is working out in my favor. I'm going to go home and where everything is safe and there's no problems ever. My house is definitely not infested with evil people.
Even when my cousin was carried off from her wedding.
No, his cousin was skinned alive, and his cousin was skinned alive in his room. And, there's two of them.
Yeah, there's two people.
But his cousin was skinned alive, and then his like niece was carried away from her wedding, I think it is.
Yeah, someone was
because the Madral said, I'm going to kill one person a month.
Yeah.
And he should have listened.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's nothing he could have done. He can't go after Rand. Rand isn't, like, he doesn't even know where Rand is.
That's true.
The Madral are being really unfair here, y'all. His sister was carried off. Oh, shit.
His sister.
Like, can we just all agree? The Madral are being very unfair here.
Sure, yeah.
And so he goes home.
I don't know, they're holding up to their word.
They're doing what they said. That's true.
Exactly. They're,
So he goes into his room, and he's like, oh, someone's here. And it's Leandrin.
I'm shocked.
We have Leandrin, y'all. She's here with her honey gold hair. And with
that
her
iconic look.
Using the power to... and apparently being like a blonde is so rare that when they run into another blonde woman later, they're like,
with
Leandrin.
Braids.
And they're like, oh, no, it's not Leandrin.
She has braids. But apparently But I don't know. Elaine is also blonde. It doesn't matter.
I know. So the Leandrin scene is great. She's like, hey, Boars. And he's like, how do you know that name?
How do you know I'm Boars?
And she's like, you work for me now. And he's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I guess I do.
I loved that moment. The Boars. I had to like read it twice. I was like, wait, what? Oh.
Dark Friend Social.
Dark Friend Social.
Yeah.
The room where it happened. Literally.
Yeah. And I really loved, I wrote this whole line out because I love it. Do you remember a meeting where Baalzamon himself appeared and showed us the faces of Matrim Cawthon, Perrin, and Rand al'Thor?
ran.
She put some extra stank on that last one.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't kill me. I have other family members. You can kill my other family members still before me. And I was like, dude, you suck.
He's the worst.
You suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she's like, move your white cloaks into Penart's palace. And he's like,
great, I'm already doing that.
yeah, that's the plan. And she's like, well, do it. And he's like, cool. I will.
Yeah. This whole thing was so weird.
I was a little, because I was like, what? I was confused. I was legitimately like, wait. Because at that moment, I didn't understand. I was like, have they met before? Did someone else tell him to do this? Was this his plan that just happens to also be her plan? It was weird, right?
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was.
And he's like, yes, I will do the thing that I've been actively trying to do for a while. She's like, cool, I'm gonna go. And he's like, all right, bye. Yeah. You're my dog now.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just that, like, she wanted him at the Penarch's palace. It was also that he had to get the other guards out.
Right. She adds,
which is why he's like, oh, I don't know. And she's like, you'll do it. And he's like, okay.
Right. It was just the weird moment of her being like, do this thing. And he's like, how did you know that? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the, I don't know what he's gonna do to get the other guards to leave.
I don't know. I think that's going to be like a big part of the finale. Like all of that stuff is going to be just a big kerfuffle.
Yeah.
It's not going to go well, basically.
And then this gets super fun because now the point of view switches to Leandrin as she leaves.
And she just murders the dude on the way out.
This chapter, I like the way that it's been like flitting between point of views. Yeah, she kills that guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I can't kill the way that the other girls can, because killing is related to healing.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, can't you not kill with the power because of the oaths? So are the Black Aja able to break their oaths?
Yeah, their oaths are broken by the oaths that they took to the Dark One. That was established. Because they killed other Aja, right? They've been killing people this whole time.
I thought they were doing that with, like, weapons, though. I didn't think they were doing that with the power.
It did.
Like she does here, where she stabs him. I didn't know their oaths were literally broken. I thought the Black Aja were going to be hampered by the fact that they can't attack with the one power unless it's in self-defense.
No, it is kind of insinuated that their oaths have been broken by the new oaths that they took.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, she can't, like, boil blood.
Yeah.
Or, like, stop their heart because she's not good at healing, so she doesn't.
Blood.
Yeah, I know. Gross, right?
That's so cool.
Yep.
So Leandrin goes back to the nightmare house. And I say it's a nightmare house because it's just the worst. What if you had to hang out with all of the worst women on the planet?
Nah, I'm good.
It's like an episode of The Kardashians on Hulu. I don't actually mean that. I don't actually dislike the Kardashians, like, on a personal level. I think that they could use their wealth better, but, like, I don't think that they're inherently bad people. I want to be clear. That was a mean joke.
I don't know. When you're punching, it's okay to punch up, you know?
Yeah, but I also don't want, like, I don't know them. You know what I mean? Like, I've never actually met them, and so I don't want to assume that, like, the reality TV version of them that's edited for content is a relationship to, like, their actual humanity. And I sometimes think we do that too much, so I want to call myself out for it.
Okay.
It's too easy a joke.
Okay.
And I don't know them, and I don't want to insinuate that they're bad people. However, I do think they could do more with their money to help people who aren't as fortunate as they are. But yeah, so they go back, and they basically, all the girls are, like, complaining. The one brown that's with them, they're like, she's like, did you learn anything new? She's like, no. Okay, but did you learn anything new? And she's like, no.
No, and she's like, throws the papers with
she's
the one.
So upset. She's slamming doors.
Such a child.
Yeah. Well, and this is where I was like, she's like Nynaeve. Her and Nynaeve behave the same way in these situations where I'm like, show some tact. Think before you speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just like...
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Leandrin and Nynaeve are the same person. And they're the worst sometimes.
Not the same person. But they are, like, reflections of one another, but one is definitely much better.
Oh, yeah. No, right? I'm not saying the morality is the same.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, in the way that they, like, try and bully to get what they want is the same tactic, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense for the dark one to do it than it does for Nynaeve to do it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. My other favorite part of this, you have to know what it is. It's the maid. Oh. She's so funny. She's like, yeah, you want me to clean? All right.
I'm dusting. See? I'm fucking dusting.
I wish I had her gumption.
Yeah.
I wish I had her bravery.
She's brave.
I mean, she doesn't know that they're Aes Sedai, but she's still just kind of like, what do you want? She
does not give a crap, and it's amazing.
And Leandrin is like, go tell the cook to spank you. And she's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right.
What, fine. You think I can't take a spanking?
Yeah.
What, you think you're going to break me with a spanking? Blondie?
I eat spankings for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I squat. My glutes are steel. I will break his hand before he breaks my ass. Bring it, Leandrin. Oh my god, she's so funny.
Yeah, that was very fun. The Leandrin POV was very fun.
But we learned that all of this is about the Terangrial in the Penarch's palace that will let them control Rand. Mm-hmm. And so that's what the Brown is looking for. That's why they need Jacob Carradin's people to guard it so that they can get in and out whenever they want. It's all about a Terangrial. They just don't know what the Terangrial is.
The Terangrial apparently
or where.
They don't know what it is, but apparently it can control people who use the power.
But so it basically does what the 13 Aes Sedai 13 Madral spell does.
Yeah.
But it's an item.
I think it's gonna be the item that Egwene overlooked in her dreamwalk sequence. Remember when she was in the
I think it's gonna be an Adam that works for male channelers.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I think it's gonna be a collar like the Adam for the female channelers.
Okay.
I don't know why. I get this sense that they're never gonna actually put it on Rand, but I think that it's gonna end up on Mazrim Taim at some point.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I thought it might be one of the thing that Egwene was drawn to in that chamber. And she brushed it off. She had to kind of pull herself away from it because she was I don't think that's
I don't
matters.
Think that Egwene. Here's the thing. I don't think that the women will be able to sense it. And that's why I don't think it's that thing. Because if it relates to the one, because the reason I don't think it's the thing that Egwene sensed is because she would only be able to feel the female half of the power, and I don't think the female half of the power can control the male half of the power. So I think the Terangrial that controls Rand will have to be something that they don't know how to use. I think they're going to get it in their hands, and they're not going to know what to do with it because it's going to involve the male half of the power. Because I don't think the women's half can control the men's half, and the men's half can control the women's half. Right?
Ah, okay. Interesting, yeah.
I might be wrong. That's just what I think.
Yeah, no, I could totally see that.
Yeah,
I could absolutely see that. I didn't have any other ideas. My initial thought was
Joe Thomas says it's nipple clamps.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Very fun. Just be careful about tension. Sometimes they're too tight, but and we get the final point of view of the chapter, which is Egwene. She's goes back to her house, and there's a seeker there. So it's time, y'all. We made it. It's the Quidditch chapter. We're going to the Quidditch World Cup, kids. Ireland's gonna win, but Crumb is gonna get the snitch. Yeah. I'm putting money on it right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I did not know that that's where you were going. I was like, I don't get it. Yeah. So there's a seeker who basically they're property of the royal family. But also they have a lot of authority, and it is illegal for her to not help him in whatever he's investigating. And there's the tattoo in the tower, the raven and the tower tattoo.
Yeah,
those are the words.
Yeah,
as well as
cool.
Some coin or whatever.
He has the seal of which I think is made out of Quendalar, which is really cool. They must have a way to imprint on it or something. Or they must all just be really old and they don't know how to do it anymore.
But she's like, God, I hope he didn't go into my basement and see what I've got hiding in there.
Yeah, her friend. Yeah, so basically he makes her draw maps of everything she knows.
Yeah.
He's collecting information for the High Lady Suroth.
Yeah.
And he leaves, but she totally dotes on him. She makes him tea. She can't sit down until he's ready for her to sit down. It's very interesting. Yeah. She's upset that he's property, but also it's this. The Sanchin hierarchy is so messed up and weird.
Yeah. Would not want to be a Sanchin.
And so, the Seeker is all right, cool. See you next time. I'll be back in a couple weeks. And she's like, God damn it. And then
Yeah.
she goes to her basement, and Belthamine's there. And Belthamine's like, I'm not Belthamine's like, I'm not a domain. And Agyenin is realizing the secret of the Sanchin, which is that both the Soldams and the domains
are channelers.
They're channelers.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. She's like so close to figuring it out, and it was really interesting to read from the perspective of like one of the Sanchin.
Yeah.
Right? Of this like belief that they have held for so long. Yeah. Oh man.
I think Agyenin is going to end up rising up against the Empress. I think Agyenin's going to figure it out and realize the lie of the Sanchin. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be bad. I think it's going to lead to some like Sanchin inner civil war, which I would love to see. I think Agyenin's going to be really important.
I think I agree. I don't know if she's going to like rise up against the Empress.
I don't know. I'm getting the vibe.
But like there's definitely going to be dissent. There's going to be like some unhappy people.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to go that far.
And so for our final chapter of the week, chapter 39, we're getting to the end here, y'all. Elaine, Nynaeve, and Tom and Jewelin, they get to the shore of Tenchiko. Mm-hmm. Elaine has a very what's the right word? Like,
I don't know.
A very important goodbye with Jordan. She's been welcomed into either being a close friend or a lover. Mm-hmm. We'll get to that in Smut Corner. And they leave the ship, and immediately they're like, Bail Dolman.
Yeah.
Ship captain. And he's like, immediately. I did believe in you at Falma, and I do be feeling bad about it.
Yeah.
So let me be doing something for you now. I feel like I'm slowly turning Jar Jar here, but he's like, please all don't. The inns are closed, but like I got a place where like my name means something. Uh-huh. I'll take you there.
Yeah.
And he takes them to an inn, and he's like, hey, these are my friends. And the lady innkeeper, which everyone is like, a lady innkeeper. What? It's
Leandrin. Oh, wait. No, it's not. It's just someone with braids.
Random hot lady that Bail Doman is definitely. And yeah, so they get some rooms, and Jewelin is like, I gotta go.
Yeah, he goes off and like does his own thing. He's like, it's nighttime, and that's when all the low lifes are about. So that's where it's also Lanfear.
Yeah, and Tom has agreed to play a concert, so he goes down.
And Elaine sticks around and watches and gets freaking wasted.
Yeah.
Elaine is the epitome of white girl wasted.
Oh, 1,000%.
Here. Like, and she's like, I only had one drink. And you're like, oh my God. I ate some bad apple jelly. That's why I feel sick.
Yeah. And this like boy's like, can I help you to your room? And she's like, no, I'm good. I'm the daughter of Andar.
So fine.
And she's like, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna talk to Tom because I figured out his secret, you guys. I did it. I figured out his He thinks like, he's being so clever.
She's like, I remember you and I would pull your mustache like this.
And my mom used to bounce up and down in your lap.
That was also very weird.
And then Elaine is like, my mother had lovers, and Tom's like, yeah, she was lonely. Like,
and he's like, Elaine is like, God, what a slut, and Tom slaps her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so funny. That whole scene was so weird and kind of cringe, but also there was stuff that I loved in it.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me.
I'm the daughter heir, like.
Yeah, I didn't love that he hit her. I'm gonna throw that out there.
No, but
it reminded me though of on the set of The Wizard of Oz. Who played Dorothy? What's her name? Julie
Garland. Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. Had a like mental breakdown one day because of all the drugs that they had her on to do the movie. And Victor Fleming, the director of the movie, walked up to her on set in front of everyone, smacked her across the face. And she ran away to her trailer, calmed down, came out, and thanked him for it. And I was like, oh, this is giving me, like, 1930s patriarchal vibes that I don't like.
Yeah. Fun fact, making movies 100 years ago sucked.
Yeah, it was rough.
It sucked.
Because she was a child. But it definitely, like, it immediately reminded me of that story here.
Yeah, you're like, yikes.
Yeah. And, you know, it also kind of, it had the same vibes. Never mind, I'm not gonna make that joke. That joke's been made too much lately. So he smacks her, but he's like, yeah, it's true. I'll tell you about it later. If
He's
you
like,
remember
hopefully you don't remember any of this tomorrow.
And she doesn't. So great. But she goes back to the room, and apparently Nynaeve was ready for her to be hammered because she has a bucket of water, and she just starts holding her head under the water to sober her up.
Yep.
Which is just not how that works.
No. Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, Nynaeve.
I really don't like Nynaeve in this moment.
No, that's like a horrible thing to do to somebody.
Yeah.
Like, Mm-hmm. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't like it. There's a lot that I didn't like, but
Yeah.
But Nynaeve's like, I need to go check and see if Egwene is in the dream world, so you need to watch me while I sleep. And you're wasted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if can't be drunk if you're drowned. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you supported Fael slapping Perrin, then you can't be too critical about Tom doing the same thing. Or I think there's
Except
a
that we didn't
difference.
Support.
I don't think. But I think the first slap that Fael does on Perrin is not great. But I'm not. They are similar. The difference is that Fael slapping Perrin was about like that. It was two sober people interacting with one another who are the same age, whereas Tom slapping Elaine is a man slapping a drunk young girl who's a little bit out of it, and I don't think that those are the same thing. I don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tom is an adult and Elaine is a child, and I think that he goes too far.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was not expecting Elaine to
call her mama slut.
Yeah. I don't think Tom was either.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
And it's only like 3 dudes. Like, her bar for her mom being a slut is real low.
I know. Like, well, yeah.
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 So Nynaeve goes to sleep, and she runs into Brigitte, the ancient warrior woman, who apparently is just there.
Just casually.
And
oh no, it's Nynaeve who sees someone trying to break into Rudain.
Yeah, it's right now. We're about to talk about it.
I was like, was it Rand? I couldn't remember who had the like dream vision.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so Brigitte is like, you have to go.
Yeah.
And she ends up wandering all the way to Ruidian somehow.
Because I guess she's like thinking about yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she thinks about land for a second, and her clothes become see-through, which is like, God, Nynaeve, buy a vibrator.
You get it.
Just buy a vibrator. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so she ends up at Ruidian, and Brigitte is there, and there's a man trying to break into the Ruidian. I think it's Slayer.
I think it's Jason Derulo. I think it is.
And Brigitte is like, if he sees you, you're dead. And Nynaeve is like, what? How are you alive? How are you here? You're Brigitte.
It's a great question. How is she there?
Maybe because the Horn of Valir has been blown, the world between like the afterlife and the dream world, like if you think about it in like a sandwich, there's like the afterlife, the dream world, and the real world. And so maybe the layer between, so like people can like meet in the middle in the dream world, because the layer between the afterlife and the dream world has been somewhat like destroyed by the Horn of Valir.
So are we gonna find Arthur Hawkwing?
We already did, right? Kind of. We
in
met
the dream
him.
world, though.
Yeah, but he might be there.
Maybe.
If that's where wolves go to die, maybe like Brigitte being like, maybe Brigitte was a wolf sister, right? And so maybe that's right.
I don't know. Yeah, it does seem like I don't really understand why she's there, but it's fun. It's fun. I guess maybe we don't know much about her, so maybe she was also like a channeler and a dreamwalker. Well,
the reason I think it might be afterlife is that she then goes to Emmons Field and she runs into Lan, but it's not Lan. It's just a dude who looks like Lan, and I think it's one of Lan's ancestors.
Yeah.
And so like Lan's dad tries to kill her.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it was.
It was very strange.
It was strange.
Agreed. But remember, one of Lan's relatives like betrayed the family, right? So I don't know if it's Lan's dad, but I'm trying to remember who.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to remember what's
his uncle.
Was it his uncle?
Is it Lan's uncle?
Yeah, my guess is that it's the person who betrayed the Mondragon family.
Oh my god.
Before it fell to the Blight. Yeah. Yeah. My guess. That's my guess.
If that is true, that's so cool.
Yeah, right?
That's so cool. Oh, if that's true, that's amazing. I love that. Because then Lan is going to have to save Nynaeve from his own uncle in the dreams. Like, that could be rad.
Yeah. Do you think Lan is going to get to come to Tel'aran'rhiod?
Maybe. I don't know. At this point in this series, anything could happen. Like, at this point, if Matt can absorb the memories of his ancestors and become...
Anything can happen if you let it.
I need Matt's version of Duolingo, where you just...
There are a lot of messages that just got deleted. I think I might be right.
Cool. It's Lanfear.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely Lanfear. Lanfear disguised as... Lan's uncle.
Yeah. So she wakes up because she's almost going to die. And it's Elaine's point of view from here to the end, y'all. Elaine's like, yo, what's up? And she helps... Nynaeve got hurt, so she helps bandage her up. And Elaine is like, okay, the Brigitte stuff's too much for me. I'm going to bed. And Nynaeve's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So they wake up, and Tom is like, thank God Julian didn't come back to our room because that bed is small, and I got it all to myself.
Yeah, and then he does come back. He shows up literally in that moment.
Also, I love that Elaine is like, no, we need the bigger bed because Nynaeve hits me with her elbows in the night.
Like, God, that would suck. Poor Lan. Lan's gonna have to, like, strap her down.
And so, yeah, they decide they're gonna go out into the city separately. They're gonna do their thing. And Tom and Jewelyn are, like, arguing about who's gonna solve it. And then the girl's like, we're gonna go out too. And they're like, suddenly we're on the same team. No, you're not going out, ladies. And Nynaeve is like, no, we're going to have disguises. And that's it.
And they're going to get braids, basically, is what's going to happen.
I think they're going to have veils, too.
Probably. But, I was like, it has to be more than just the braids, right?
Well, and this will be the first time in the series that Nynaeve changes her braid. True. She has not taken out this. So, this is showing the growth in Nynaeve. Because she has, up until this point, not once taken her Emmonsfield braid out. And
Egwene is now back in braids.
Well, yeah, 2 braids, though.
No, I know, but it's just funny.
Yeah, this will be the first time in the entire 4 books that Nynaeve takes her braid out. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I guess it's like the style. I don't know. God, getting those braids in hurts.
What braids?
Like, braiding your, like, hair, like if you tight braiding your hair like that that it lasts. Yeah, I had to do it for a photo shoot.
I have that like problem too.
Yeah.
A lot of braiding in my life.
She's gonna have so many braids to pull on. Guys, that is this section. It was a lot. We went a little bit over time.
This book is amazing.
Shocked. I'm so shocked.
I love this book so much.
It's really great so far.
I don't know what it could ruin it, right? The rest of the book, but like thus far, this is the best book in the series. I get why people keep saying this is the best book in the series.
Or like one of their favorites, 100%.
Because this book is incredible. Like there's so many cool concepts. That his use of the world that he's built to like flesh itself out, pitting people against each other for these very complicated but like totally relatable reasons. Perrin's moment, y'all, the moment where he becomes a man in the eyes of the other people, just incredible.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
Yeah,
I really love this so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get into the final chapters, I just want to talk about next week, because next week we are going to be doing... I want to talk about chapters, because y'all, for those of you who are used to our 4 book system, or our 4 section system.
Yes. This book we have broken up into 5 chunks. There's a lot. There's a lot in this book. It's a hefty boy.
So we're doing 10 chapters for next week. It's going to be chapters 40 through 50.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the final 8 chapters the week after that, hopefully. Just before we get into high-low and the final stuff, there's a couple of housekeeping things I want to talk about really quick. First, 2 weeks from now, we are going to be in Jamaica, maybe. The next week's episode is for sure. The week after that, y'all, just bear with us. We are going to be doing it is 11 chapters. Yeah. 40 to 50. You're right.
Yeah.
There's 2 more chapters for the end of this. Next 2 weeks from now, we're going to be in Jamaica. When we get to Jamaica, we're going to test the internet and see if we can stream. Mm-hmm. I would love for us to be able to stream that week that we're in Jamaica. We might not be able to.
It depends on Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And we're gonna bring Ethernet. We're gonna try, but it's gonna depend on whether or not we can stream from Jamaica or not.
Yes. Yes.
And also, this is gonna be the last time that I say this, but this podcast is sponsored by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/nerdynightly to get a free month and a free audiobook on us. Maybe, just maybe, get the Wheel of Time series.
It's a thought.
Yeah, just do it. Why not?
Yeah.
So let's get into our highs and our lows. High. For those of you who don't know how it works, we commiserate over our highs and lows. We commiserate over our lows, and we celebrate our highs. It's something that my family used to do at the dinner table. We got to do a little bit last week while we were in Calgary. So, do you want to give your high of the section?
Okay. There's a lot.
So much, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. It's like picking like a favorite is kind of tough. Mm-hmm. And maybe, I don't know, I feel like this is kind of left field. The Aegean chapter perspective I thought was really fascinating, especially when she gets to the part about the Adams. Watching her like kind of put those pieces together and speculate on that was really fascinating, and done in a way that it's not like she figured it out right away, but it was like she's just kind of like on the cusp, and she's going to, obviously I think she's going to figure it out, and it's going to be like a catalyst moment for something moving forward. But that is my high.
I'm gonna say my low. I almost forgot how we do this. My low of the week is Perrin punching, or Fayal punching Perrin. Yeah, that's it. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
The first slap, okay. The punch, too far.
I have the same low. Yeah. I hope that's okay that we have the same low. I didn't like it.
My high is so easy. It's the easiest. It's Perrin. Perrin's coming of age. Mm-hmm. It's just Perrin coming of age. Also, I really like I really like the Joran Elaine stuff. But that doesn't come close to the high of Perrin not being lad anymore. Mm-hmm. And I loved it. I loved it so much. It made me very happy.
Yeah.
People are saying Matt's hat is a high. Guys, how is this hat the most important hat ever?
This hat must be so important. Like
people fucking love this hat. Also, we did get Ship Captain back, which is always a high.
That is always like...
I do be feeling good about having Ship Captain back in my life.
Absolutely.
And so to the 7 to 9% of you that leave when we do this, goodbye. Let's talk Smut Corner.
There are too many places.
Oh my god, the sweat hut.
Yeah.
All the wise ones, I can just picture Egwene going in, and they're all just like daisy chained around the fire.
They're like, this is how we relax. Like we need some time to just kind of let go for a little bit, and the sauna. But Avienda is the one that has to keep the steam going. So she gets to be the front of the daisy chain, I guess.
Yeah. Technically, a proper daisy chain doesn't have a front.
It's like full circle, but there's only so much space.
Fane in the Murdral in his tent. That one's kinky.
That one's very kinky.
Sarmaz.
Yeah.
I think. God damn it.
What?
No, the whole concept of this whole chapter. There was a section that I wanted to add one, but I can't remember what it is now. Oh my god.
There's someone that Matt is talking to, and he's like, if they ask you to play Maiden Spear, don't do it. I think it was Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
I would like someone to play the Maiden's Kiss. Sorry, Maiden's Kiss with Jason Derulo. Yeah.
I feel like while Moraine was in Ruiden, Ruark and Lan helped each other calm down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ruark like distracted Lan from Moraine possibly being dead. Oh, poor Lan. Poor Lan. Tits out for Teleran Riyadh.
There's so much potential in Teleran Riyadh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine Egwene just shows up and, like, Elaine's topless and it's like, okay. I mean, the one thing I can't get over, it's not like Smut Corner, but, like, Avienda describing Elaine.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way that they're not all gonna have a foursome. Like, it's just,
Oh, yeah.
Avienda is hot for Elaine and, like, I don't know. I feel like it's so obvious.
Oh, you know what it is? Oh,
What?
It was Jordan and Elaine. While they're on the Windfinder, before they get that chapter, there's a pre-chapter to that chapter.
They say a very steamy goodbye.
Yeah, they had that was not the first time they've kissed. They Frenched.
Yeah.
They Frenched upper lips to bottom lips. You know what I mean? They did that. They did the French 69 where they got their tongues in all sorts of lips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan and Elaine. I think that like because Elaine is on her like Rumspringa a little bit here. Obviously not the exact same thing as a Rumspringa, but I think it has the same vibe where she's like, I'm free. I can like do things. I'm gonna have sex with a lady.
Yeah.
This Windfighter's always naked anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, she gets so drunk.
Yeah.
That's not a Smut Corner. I would not add.
No, it is not a Smut Corner.
No.
I'm just saying
she
like,
makes it safely to her bed without that boy and his ill-advised advances.
Can I walk you to your room?
No.
No, you cannot.
No.
Oh man. Yeah. She was definitely white girl wasted.
I feel like end of next week, I'm going to make a prediction for end of next week. Smut Corner is going to be Avienda and Rand. I think that the stream is disconnected. We're back.
Oh. No, we're good. We're good.
I don't know what just happened. Y'all,
weird.
that's going to be stream for the week. Thank you so much for a great stream. This was a lot of fun. Have they gone to Jamaica already? No, we're leave for Jamaica in 2 weeks. So we'll let you guys know about the internet when we get there. Thank you so much for an awesome stream. This was very fun. As always, follow us around the internet. I'm over at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
Join our Discord if you want to interact with the community. There's a great Wheel of Time section. We're going to have to start just having that public.
Yes, you're right.
So I'll put that in the video description after the video is up.
Yeah.
And if you're still here, hit the like button.
Please.
It helps us out an ungodly amount. You have no idea.
And thank you, mods.
Yep.
Mods. The mods are gods. You listen to them. Their word is law. That's how this works. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Bye. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful week. We will see you for chapters 40 through 50 of The Shadow Rising next Friday, 11 a.m., the next episode of the Nerdy Wordy Book Club.
Hell yeah.
Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye, guys.
Bye.